Opie and Anthony on satellite radio. Host Anthony Camilla and Greg Opie.
Controversial team.
Opie and Anthony apologizing for yet another raunchy
Comment profanity laid to rest. Is this the last straw for the raunchy radio duo?
I have a raging heart on.
Let me tell you something about this radio show you listen to. We are really good.
Yeah, man, we hang out, we gonna be all wet. Yeah, man.
We know when we suck. We know when we're great. But we do like when you say how great we are.
Holy shit! Oh, my good golly!
Hey, look, we're broadcasting again.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
There it is.
What day is today?
Wednesday.
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 The gang is all here today.
Aw.
We are complete.
Holy Trinity.
Good morning. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Are we still doing this Whip 'em Out Wednesday thing?
I know I see stickers.
I see a lot of stickers.
Still see some stickers.
I see more stickers lately than I have in a while. Are they getting out there to the fans? To the peeps?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We got WOW promos running all the time. They just have to send a self-addressed stamped envelope here to the studio, and you get your WOW stickers.
I miss taking phone calls where guys are actually seeing boobs. But
Yeah.
half our show is now done in the dark for us. What time does it get light now? 10 o'clock?
I know.
When does that change?
Socks.
We were getting so close to seeing the daylight when we got here, and then they had to move the clocks on us. So now they
that's
pushed
what
us back in
happens.
another hour. So that's another 60 days where we got to kind of wait for the sun.
Got to catch up.
Yeah. It started, like, driving in, it was a hint. Like, there's the sun. It's kind of on the horizon.
Yeah.
It's about to pop. And then, boom, move the clocks. And we go back into darkness.
Well, I kind of like it being later. Later it stays lighter out, so that's good.
Yeah, it works in our favor the other way, later on in the day.
Yeah.
Ooh, breast cancer screenings.
Where?
Well, they just showed a breast on TV.
Oh.
Breast cancer screenings.
Well, I never really kind of show anything good going into those mammography machines.
Well, they kind of see they show their bare back, and that's kind of a turn on.
And that's
especially if you're 14.
It's not even hot. Jesus. It's not even hot that they squish it down. You ever see one of those work?
Yeah.
They like pancake out the boob.
They squished it down to silly putty.
Yeah.
And then you could, like, I don't know, do some stuff with cartoons and comics
Some
and
girls
stuff.
say it's, like, painful.
Yeah, you would
just
think.
slam that thing down on their titties.
You think in this day and age they would figure out that you don't have to squish the tit anymore.
No, I guess they do have some types of ways they could do it without squishing the tit, but the easiest way is, the old tit squish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess if you got big ones, they get squished a little.
Biggins?
If you got bigums,
yeah,
they get squished a little more.
Just hanging out the side of the machine like chewed bubble gum.
You got to get to those milk ducts.
Oh, God.
I learned about milk ducts last night.
Oh, no.
Milk
Why
ducts?
do you need to know? Why do you need to know that?
Well, because you got to be there for your wife when she's having your
No,
first
but
child.
you don't have to know
Although-
about milk ducts.
Although my girl she's starting to look at me more and more and realizing that it's really all up to her.
Yeah.
Because they try to like go, and he is your support, and he is your help, and he is your... And then you realize, no, I don't have the boobs.
Ooh.
The kid doesn't want... Although I guess I do have some boobs, but nothing comes out of these.
Oh,
So I learned about milk ducts last night.
Oh.
And they played a breastfeeding video in class last night.
Oh, sexy.
And it was some Australian broad talking.
Yeah.
And she was
Very good.
saying baby instead of the baby. Baby latches on.
Baby.
Baby.
The dingo ate your baby.
Baby latches on. So that was my night, learning about milk ducts.
What did you have to learn about? I don't get it.
We had to learn how to take care of the baby. It was like baby care class last night. Because, you can't just have this thing and then walk, go home. You got to figure out how to...
Seems to be what a lot of people do.
You got to figure out how to, take care of
How
it.
it works.
Oh, man.
You need the owner's manual?
Pretty much. There's all the milk ducts. And if you have breast reduction surgery, that's not good for breastfeeding. because you get rid of a lot of the milk ducts.
Oh, it just said spontaneous. What was that?
And
discharge. Spontaneous discharge from the nipple only.
Mm-hmm. What do you know about breastfeeding, Anthony? Because I learned a few things last night.
All I know is you just put your mouth on the titty and hope nothing comes out.
I always thought that, but see, the baby's jaw basically it doesn't have a chin for a reason.
Oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy's chin never
developed. Don't make
developed.
fun of Jimmy.
I'm nursing.
He's still nursing.
I did tweet a picture last night, and the Jim Norton comments were freaking abundant, man. So many people thought it was you breastfeeding.
Did they catch the no chin connection?
Yes, they did. I always thought the baby just kind of like suckled on the nipple. These babies, they pretty much unlock their jaw like a snake. Like a boa constrictor, and then they call it latching on, and they take the whole freaking boob into their mouth, and the nipple
they're
is
monsters,
and the nipple is way in the back of their throats.
That's where they hold it too with their little hands. They hold the bottom of the tit with their hand. They squeeze it to get milk, don't they?
Don't they?
Is that one of the creepiest pictures I've taken?
Wow.
I'm sneaking a picture. I'm in the front row for the breastfeeding video.
Look at you like you're fucking snapping off some porn.
Kid looks like he's blowing up a fuck doll.
I was trying to get one where they didn't have the big, huge nipples because this stupid tweet photo.
Yeah.
They're censoring a little nudity, and they take your picture right down.
Yeah, they really don't want to
I gotta find it.
delve into that world.
Honestly, I'm not looking to tweet porno in general, but I need a little leeway. So if anyone has a service out there where they give you a little leeway with your pictures, I need that. Because this tweet photo is ridiculous. They're way too strict.
But then
way
who's
too
going to
strict.
judge? That would be odd because, like, who's going to judge, like, what's over the line and what's not? I know Twitter is one of those zero tolerance policies. But then it's like, if you start out with, okay, we'll have a service called Titter where you're able to show tits or something. And then it's like, all right, well, I just showed a little crotch fucking shot.
I just want a little leeway.
You're in trouble.
I had one of the greatest pictures sent to me from my brother-in-law where it's this fat pig of a woman that has no clothes on. And did I tell you about this? Her boobs and her huge gut made it look like she looked like Homer Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
The picture is hilarious, and I put it up on Tweet Photo. I didn't put it up there so people could jerk off. It was funny that her front looked like Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Picture was doing well. People were commenting. They were loving it, and all of a sudden Tweet Photo takes it down. That's the leeway I need.
How do they find? You know how many twit pictures go up?
There's
on a daily basis.
It's some of the haters that make believe they like us, but they're actually trying to like.
Oh, and they turn you in.
Yeah, they
rat
turn
you out.
I'm not stupid, so I need a service that has a little leeway, a little leeway. So yeah, the baby's mouth just latches on like a boa constrictor.
You can link to pictures, can't you? You could Twitter a link and then have that go to a picture that might be a little blue.
One of my favorite, I shouldn't say people to follow. One of my favorite accounts to follow is Tweet Me Some Skin.
Oh, yeah?
And that's hardcore. There's some hardcore freaking, not hardcore porn, but I mean women completely naked showing everything.
Good schmut.
So maybe I go where that guy's posting. Because you want a little leeway.
Yeah.
I don't need Twitter to be tweeting porn left and right, but here and there.
Yeah.
For comedy purposes, if a woman looks like Homer Simpson when she's naked, that's just funny. That's not porn.
Yeah, it's not like you're getting off to it, although somebody probably would.
You think?
There's someone out there for everybody. Everyone's got a fetish.
Yeah. Well, baby class is finally over. Thank
That's it?
God.
Did you pass? Did you get a diploma?
Well, I didn't pass because we got there at 6 o'clock yesterday. I'm like, wow, she really just jumped right into this class. This is weird. And then we realized we were an hour late.
Oh.
So I don't even know how to change a diaper. I guess they were doing the diaper shit. It might be.
You're gonna do. You fucking.
What are you gonna do?
Aren't they self-explanatory now anyway? You open up the fucking Pampers thing, and
I would assume so.
It's all in there.
You know who just became my...
Travis could do it. Anybody could. I've seen him do it. He always threatens to fucking throw his dirty diapers when they're over my house. He threatens to throw them everywhere or leave them, like, in my office or throw them in the fireplace.
Anthony has a very specific trash can you need to use.
Yes.
For dirty diapers.
It is outside of my residence.
Bravo.
There is no dirty diapers allowed inside the residence.
But why you allow him to get away with that? You have the upper hand. One dirty diaper, he doesn't get invited back to the compound ever.
But he complies, but he makes a lot of jokes about it and dangles it in front of my face. And then he could hide them. He threatens to hide them.
Yep.
And then sometimes he'll just walk up to me and go, here. And I'll go to put my hand out to get what he has, and I realize it's a diaper. He's a smart ass.
Well, you learn you got to get the diaper genie. Did you get the diaper genie, Travis?
I have the diaper genie deluxe, Hope.
Oh, the deluxe with fries and lettuce and tomato.
Way to go.
I believe that's the Cadillac of diaper genies.
You have to have it.
Yes.
Wow, snobs.
You know what? Know who just became my best friend in the world?
Oh.
My mother-in-law.
Really?
Yeah, I can't wait for her to be up here for at least 2 to 3 weeks.
And take care of business?
Pretty much do my role.
Wow, that's the opposite of what I've ever said in my life.
I understand that. You're supposed to hate the mother-in-law. First of all, I don't hate my mother-in-law. She's pretty cool and about my age. No, I'm just kidding. Jesus. But she just became my best friend. Because this shit is complicated.
Yeah, a lot of shit going on.
Dude, what the fuck?
I was watching 16 and Pregnant last night, and it's always the same. The guy never supportive enough of the girl. He's out, playing around outside, and she's inside going, I don't think he's paying enough attention to the baby, and then they have a little argument about how he's not paying attention to the baby.
Well, how could you?
Yeah.
He's got to hang out with his friends, man.
And that's exactly it.
He's got to do some skateboarding.
He's like, I don't think this is going to be a big difference on my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And meanwhile, she's bogged down with everything, and he's out playing with his friends.
Yeah. No, that's that's not good at all. Shit.
I just know you're probably not going to sleep. That's all I've heard about. It's like, you just don't sleep.
No, because this dummy last night said, well, even if the kid's sleeping through the night, you got to wake him up every 3 hours to feed. Is that true, Mars? You have kids.
What?
I ain't waking no kid up. If it's sleeping, let's let it sleep.
I would just let the thing sleep. What's wrong with that?
Supposedly you got to wake him up.
What?
And you got to feed him eight times a day, every 3 hours.
What?
I got to check out from this show for a while.
You out of your mind?
You understand, right? You got to give me at least a month.
Oh, yeah.
At least a month of really shitty shows on my part because I can't. I don't know how I'm going to do this.
You're going to be a disaster.
I don't know how I'm going to do
Just no sleep.
And yesterday, and then we'll move on because I understand a little of this goes a long way, this baby shit, but
baby shit.
Yesterday in the front row was this just typical Manhattan couple.
Yeah.
Jimmy knows. He lives in fucking Manhattan. The guy, it came just right from work. I mean, it was a pretty intense class. You're learning everything from, what you got to do when you bring the kid home. This fucking guy was in his suit, right? He has his legs crossed. He's not paying attention at all. You got to at least make it look good for your girl. This guy is reading a magazine loudly in the front row.
Good for him.
Really?
Let her push it out and do the work.
I had they handed out these fake babies. I almost took my baby and knocked him over the head with it. For some reason, it pissed me off.
So they hand out fake babies.
Oh, yeah.
Fake Uncle Paul.
I was going to tweet a picture yesterday because we all had to put the fake babies back in the closet. So it was So it was a closet filled with fake babies with diapers on them. Filled, like 40 of them. I was going to tweet this picture, but I knew my followers, our listeners, were not mature enough to handle a picture like that. So I chose not to take the picture and tweet it.
Really?
Yes.
They would have just said horrible things.
Exactly, meaning they're not mature. Opie is on 60 and pregnant. Well.
Oh, Jesus. Damn.
That was the end of my day, Ann. You want to hear what happened right after the show?
right after yesterday's show.
If you might remember, a little less than a year ago, I had a little cancer scare that turned out to be fine. A little prostate cancer scare.
What?
Remember all that crap?
Yeah.
So I had to go for the.
That was a lot of digits and scraping. And, a thing that felt like it was poking inside of your
that was
intestine.
the probe.
Yeah, the probe.
The
That probe
that snapped like a rubber band and was taking samples. Yeah.
Oh.
But after going through all that hell, I got a clean bill of health and it was all BS in the end. But they do a follow up to make sure it was all BS.
Yeah.
So right after the show yesterday, I had to go to the doctor, and guess what? Another finger in the ass from the fucking urologist. And I had the worst swamp ass. I was wearing sweats all morning.
Yesterday you did?
Yeah. I was wearing sweats all morning.
Now, didn't we have this discussion a while back about cleaning up for the doctor?
Yeah.
I can remember we had, because I was saying I go and shower, meticulously clean every nook and cranny if I know that there's going to be some examining going on.
Yeah, why do you do that like you're going out on a date?
No, then that was the argument. It was like, why, it's just the doctor, but I would be so embarrassed.
I was embarrassed yesterday because had the sweats.
Did you have to go to the doctor that I know?
No, not the Russian broad. Okay. She's the only one that hasn't put a finger up in my ass, as far as doctors go.
You have to taunt her a little.
It's old guys. It's old doctors. They just fucking love getting that finger up there.
With their big meaty paws and thick fingers.
Big Greek thumbs.
Thick tayback.
Yeah.
So I was wearing sweats. Yesterday was a rough day in the bathroom to begin with. And then I walked to the doctor.
Oh, wait a minute.
I had a very good pace because I was late, so I was all sweaty.
Oh, my God. Oh, jeez.
What the fuck, Danny?
Damn, Danny.
Wifecrazy.com, huh?
That's great. Well, she has a fucking rod in her hand.
It's just a little milking. What's the problem?
Fuck.
Well, prostate milking.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like a nurse, and she's got a finger up some guy's ass, and she's...
Well, why is her shirt open?
And she's pulling his cock backwards.
I don't think this is AMA approved.
Are you sure?
No. I don't think this is the proper technique.
And so I go there, and they're like, yeah, well, we're going to take some blood, and you can't pee until after the doctor sees you. So
great.
I'm sitting in the waiting room, and I had to take a leak really bad, whatever. But all of a sudden, I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom. And the nurse goes, but you can't pee. I'm like, trust me, I have to go to the bathroom because I was thinking about Anthony, and you do have to prepare for this type of thing.
No.
So I go to the bathroom, and let's just say when I kind of dropped my my sweats to kind of see what was going on, what the hell? We're pretty honest on the show. The smell. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on?
It stunk?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it did.
So
you're really bad. So
How come sweats make you like? Sweats don't make me necessarily smell worse.
Well, I mean, yesterday we were under the gun. There was no Anthony. And I think I was having flop sweats yesterday during yesterday's show.
Yesterday, we were under the. What a great way to start! Why my asshole smells story. Well, Aunt wasn't feeling well. It was windy.
We were under the gun. Look, yesterday wasn't one of the better shows we've done. Let's just put it that way.
But you were.
It was a weird combination of things yesterday, but we did well. We did okay, but I think I had a little flop sweat yesterday.
The thing is, the shitting and then walking.
Yeah.
Now you took a dump and walked. That's not. I don't care how well you clean up.
Yeah.
Taking the dump and then walking is going to be a problem.
Plus I had one in the chamber.
Yeah.
I had one in the chamber that I couldn't take care of because we were doing the radio show, and then I didn't have time after the show. So there was one in the chamber. That's key to this, too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this fucking doctor must love his goddamn job. So I did what I could, and then I go in, and next thing you know, the guy's he's fucking checking my balls again. He's checking me for a hernia like I'm 12 years old. And then he goes, well, I gotta check the prostate. I'm like... He goes, you know the drill. And I noticed yesterday...
The drill, he calls it?
I noticed yesterday for the first time that there's a bar on the wall that you're supposed to hold on to.
A fucking grunting bar?
It's called the pushback bar.
The pushback bar. I didn't notice that the last couple of visits where he did the exact same thing. But then he gives me the bad news. He goes, well, this is a little different. It's not just a finger.
It's my cock.
Let's just put it this way. The doctor pretty much finger popped me yesterday.
Oh,
he goes,
Jesus.
this is a little different. I got to go back and forth 3 times because I got to get some cells off your prostate to put on the slide with the urine and the blood, and then we'll make sure you're completely
Jesus Christ.
So what do you have on his finger to get cells?
I don't know what the fuck was on
slices
there.
it?
I didn't look back there.
Does it cut it?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think just rubbing it gets some cells off
Did it
there.
hurt?
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable. And he goes, I have to do it 3 times. So I felt what was 3 times.
Yeah, he found a picture of 2 chimpanzees doing the same thing. One is bent over, another one's sticking its finger up the other one's ass.
So then he waddles it. He waddles it like this. Wah, wah, wah. And then goes to me, that's 1. And I'm saying, no, that's fucking 3. You said 3. I felt 3.
It's 3 groups of 3?
3 groups of 3 is
he
what it was.
lied.
So he pretty much finger popped me. And just like we were talking the other day, now I'm all squishy. And he goes, here. And then he throws like...
Oh, that is the worst.
They're fucking rude, too. They just throw like tissues and shit at you like, here, if you need to clean up. I'm like, yeah, I need to fucking clean up. You should have a shower in this joint.
That's the degrading part of it where... you're just wiping the lube out of your ass. And then you sit in your car and you just feel...
Squishies.
Do that fucking degrading drive home.
It was...
The drive of shame.
So the day started with, like, another finger up the ass, and ended with this fucking milk duct conversation.
Oh, God.
So hopefully I'm done.
Yeah.
It's just it was the...
It's funny.
Also, what the hell was that?
Mr. Griffin, that's a prostate exam.
Shut up! You had your finger in my ass!
That's how a prostate exam is performed. Now, if you'll just let me...
Get away from me!
That's how we feel.
His pants are still down, though. Walking outside.
Ugh, get a tan.
That's basically how you fucking feel, right?
It was actually a really funny episode. And then Peter claims that he was violated by the doctor, then sues the brings the doctor to court for rape.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, man. I don't know what's up with you urologists, but what's that about? Let's be fucking honest here.
What, like getting into that line of work?
Yeah. What's that about? Come on.
I guess so you could,
What is that?
Get
really
a girl
about?
every so often that has some kind of urinary tract infection and has to look at it.
Or you might be into the guy thing. What's that about? I mean, we've talked about this on the show. If you're a doctor and you're looking for a field, I think you go into something that you're really into.
Yeah.
Like if you're into feet, why not? Go into that line of work. Yeah, but thank you. I forgot the word. Thanks.
Well, maybe there's a certain thing that he just really loves, Travis. Maybe there's something that this guy...
What, the urologist?
The urologist.
What?
Maybe there's something...
What are you getting at?
That he enjoys more than other people do. I'm just saying, perhaps...
I'm a nice man.
Yeah! Oh, yeah!
Yeah, I'm a nice man.
Oh, my God! Oh, this is Opie's urologist. All right! Woo!
It's better.
Yeah! What do you do? Oh, does he sing this before he shoves it up there,
He walks in, imagine.
Could you see if he walked into this? Like he's got walk-on music, like wrestling? He's got both fingers in the air. Yeah! 'Cause I'm a nice man! And he makes you bend over. Oh, that would be hysterically funny if it wasn't you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Travis. I think Travis always has that queued up for me now. Love that song.
It's on a hot button. I think there's something to be said about not going to the doctors.
Yeah, you just don't go. There are people that do
I don't want
that.
to know.
They get a little problem, they don't go, and then
the anxiety, man. And then I was like talking about my bad experience last time with the probe and all that, getting the samples, whatever. And I was telling the nurse, I'm like, I just don't like being here because this is like, I was anxiety ridden last time, and then I had to wait to get the results and all that. And she goes, well, we have a Hispanic in the room next to you right here, and he's got to get that exact same procedure, and it's not going to be good.
Oh, really?
This guy is not going to be happy. And I'm like, I was.
Yeah, why? You look like the kind of guy that would enjoy it more than him?
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucked.
But she's like, yeah, we're going to have, I think she said we're going to have a problem with this one.
Yeah.
All right, well, have fun with that, man.
Well, that's kind of probably a very Hispanic against my manhood thing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't like that. Yeah.
So that was my day.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it was great.
Finger up your ass, rub it around, and then go see some titties.
And breastfeeding class. Holy shit. With the fucking guy reading the magazine. I was supposed to think that was cool? The guy was an asshole.
Was he?
But I think it comes down to, like, we just see these assholes all the time, too.
Maybe it's not their first kid?
Nah, you wouldn't go.
Yeah, you wouldn't
go to these classes if you're having a second. You'd have it all figured out by then.
Maybe he doesn't want to have it, and she does, and he's showing his disdain.
Yeah, really.
During
That's
class.
another one.
Yeah. Puts on the Mad magazine.
and they had black.
Sets her up for a crossbody block.
They also had black babies. Some of the white mothers had to have the black baby in front of them.
What do you mean?
They had black and white babies.
They had black and white babies in the closet. Mm-hmm. And there wasn't enough white babies to go around?
Or maybe this particular mom was trying to be, PC and go, I have no problem working with the black baby.
Wow.
But then
that's telling.
But then the black mother in there, she definitely made sure she had a black baby.
She had a black baby?
Yeah. Just weird shit.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Do they view it? Does the people running the place view it as a punishment? Like if you're talking while they're talking, do they say now this is what you have, and they give you the black baby?
Oh my god!
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to make Anthony suffer a little bit. What's your name, sir, in Pennsylvania?
Make you suffer.
This is Mike. How are you?
All right, Mike.
Hey, what I'm calling for is you were talking about the milk ducts.
Yeah.
My ex-wife. Her milk ducts became occluded. They became blocked.
Oh, which got glue in there?
Yeah, they became occluded, and the nurse actually told us to buy cabbage, put raw cabbage in her bra to draw the milk out of her milk ducts.
Anthony, I learned about the raw cabbage yesterday as well. They don't know why this works, but when your girl's breasts get really hard, which happens to all new mothers, you're supposed to put like raw cabbage that
has
cold
to look
raw
so
cabbage
silly
in their bras, and it softens up the breast tissue, so then you can continue breastfeeding.
It makes coleslaw look entirely different,
Yeah. And who also discovered that? Like, what was the process somebody went through to say, throw some cabbage on her tits? That ought to help.
I don't believe anything that isn't in a pill. Or an injection. I just don't believe it.
Thank you. This lady last night said, look, we don't know why, but this does work. They're trying to figure out why it works.
Maybe there's some kind of acid content or something. And
I don't know.
It eats through the occlusion. Getting nauseous saying occlusion.
John in Kansas.
Getting woozy.
John.
Hey, when I was 30, I picked up life insurance and I had to get a physical. And the doctor gave me the old prostate exam at 30. That just shows how creepy they are.
Yeah, I don't really understand why someone would go into that line of work unless... Yeah, I don't know. I think doctors... Like if you're a gynecologist... Why wouldn't you be a gynecologist?
That seems to be the line of work you want to get into.
Why wouldn't you?
But that is twisted.
What?
The women that breastfeed until the kid is in fucking jeans, and that kid is like 11. What the fuck is going on? There's just something wrong.
Why
with
is
that.
Eric Stoltz breastfeeding that woman?
And the mother does look like Eric Stoltz.
Is that a real picture?
That couldn't be real.
That kid has to be 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Has to be.
What a fucking woman who just needs to have her role as the mother not be over. What a woman who just needs that role to not be over.
They're like one fucking step away from that Munchausen syndrome by proxy thing.
Be careful, man. There's women that take this shit real seriously.
If you're breastfeeding your kid and it's 5 years old, 6 years old, you're a shitty mother.
Knock it off.
Sorry to bring up a story we talk about a lot on this show, but what about the mother that came in? How old was that kid, Aunt? 5 or 6?
Yeah.
And he was looking up at us like, yeah, I know.
Ninny.
Wants his ninny.
Didn't he want his ninny?
Yeah, and he knew exactly what he was doing. And gave us this creepy look with his fucking baseball hat on backwards.
When we ask for our ninny, Steve comes in.
You want to learn more about this cabbage shit? Kathy in Pennsylvania. Kathy.
Never
Hi, how are you?
All right, Kathy.
Kathy.
I decided that I was not going to be a food bar for my child, and therefore I had to get rid of the milk. And so the doctor recommended using the cabbage. And after a couple of days, I was wearing it. My husband's like, oh, you want me to go get you some 40 double D size cabbages and all this crap? He was really harassing me. All of a sudden, we couldn't figure out what the smell was in the house. We're like, what is that smell? Well,
cabbage stinks.
As you're wearing this cabbage, the smell, it starts to sweat. And the smell is disgusting.
The sweat and smelly cabbage, titty sweat,
like you got
milk.
out in the house.
Why didn't you breastfeed? You just didn't feel like it? I don't understand what that decision is.
Well, some women just think it's creepy and gross, and I don't think I was breastfed. I really don't. Well, it would make a lot of sense. I don't think I was breastfed.
I was.
I'm not sure, though.
Yeah.
I'm a working mom, and I just
no
didn't
idea.
feel like
Shouldn't you know
doing
that?
You didn't feel like what?
A working mom, and I just didn't want to have to worry about pumping. You know, you go to work, and you got these women who are going off every couple hours with these breast pumps in the bathroom and stuff like that. And you walk in the bathroom, and it's very disturbing. Ick.
Yeah, why would you? Who wants that special bond? Nah, you're right. You're right. I don't disagree. Why cut into the lunch hour and have that special bond forever?
Yeah, right on. Thanks for raising a criminal.
Yeah, good job. I hope.
Chewing on your nipples and stuff.
Yeah,
No way
absolutely.
outta here.
Why would it be the way God and nature created it? Who cares about that bond?
I'm an expert on this shit. I listened for like 10 minutes last night. They don't chew on the nipples if you're doing it properly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They fucking, that nipple is deep in the back of their throat.
Yeah, but there's a hell of a suction coming off of it,
There
I would
sure
gather.
is.
No thanks.
And we also...
No thanks.
No thanks.
Way to go. Way to go.
Cool. No thanks to the kid.
Why do what nature intended you to do?
There's formulas now.
Use machines to remove God's milk from your bosom instead of giving it to your offspring.
Milk yourself like a cow, like cattle.
She's whatever, Kathy. That's fine.
Yeah, who cares?
We also learned that, you got to make sure the fucking breasts don't leak, because guess what, Anthony?
Oh, what?
That the breast milk gets on the bedding, and, man, you don't want to smell that. So you're...
Are you kidding? Because it would go sour, right?
Yeah, so you're leaking in the middle of the night. You don't really know that. You're just getting some little droplets out, and that collects on the bedding, and you get a hell of a fucking smell in your place.
You got to get, like, a pee-pee pad for the bed.
I don't know.
It goes under the sheet or something, and that way, if you get leakage, it just it gets in the sheet, and you can wash the sheet, and not into the mattress.
Yeah.
I do it for blood.
You probably use the same stuff I do for totally different reasons. Phil, the trucker.
I like my mattress to look like where they put Lincoln after he got shot.
Fuck, Phil.
Yeah.
Phil Connors.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I had my prostate removed, and the doctor still sticks his finger in my ass.
What the
For
fuck?
what?
Yeah, what's that about?
Why did you have it
don't
removed? Radical diet plan?
I don't know. He does it, and I tell him every time, "Yep, still nothing there."
Maybe
I don't know why they do it, but they still do it.
Gonna see if something else is growing back. You still shoot You still shoot loads?
No. Nope.
Well, more importantly, do you still get hard? Fuck the shooting loads.
Not really. About half.
Hey, a half.
But without shooting loads, it's like fucking clackety clackety clack up the fucking fucking roller coaster, and then they let you off at the top. Here you go. Click 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 click. Okay, everyone out.
You're on your own.
We're lowering it back down. Sucks.
Yeah, that's about what it's like.
Wow, my friend.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Richie Boy. Richie Boy.
Hey, what's up, Ope?
What's up?
I just wanted to let you know that I went through the same thing just about a year and a half ago, baby. And, you know, my wife had a real hard time breastfeeding. She wanted to do the right thing. She was all about it. And but she just had a hard time with the whole latching process. Our baby just wouldn't latch properly. So we started doing the breast pump thing. That became very painful for her. Well, switched over to formula.
Hold on. Did she go to a breastfeeding consulting group?
Consulting group? A lactation?
Yeah,
all right, I've heard it all.
Yeah,
I've heard it all.
Did you go to a lactation? They have support groups. They got support groups for mommies that can't get this done. Because I guess it's a very emotional thing for women.
They've got to feel so like inferior and inadequate.
You know what, dude? It's exactly true. And like Jimmy was just, you know, kind of joking about, you know,
he wasn't joking.
Don't worry about that bond and whatnot. Of course, my wife wanted to do that whole thing, and I wanted her to do it too. And so I pushed and pushed, but it was truly just a brutal thing. So don't be shocked and don't beat yourself up if it doesn't happen. Our baby is extremely healthy, extremely well bonded to the mom, even though she couldn't do the whole.
Well, I'm getting my nipples ready because they gave us all salve last night to keep our nipples nice and soft.
Okay.
Cabbage ready.
I'm tapping.
They gave all the women salve last night, Anthony, to start getting those nipples nice and soft.
Holy shit.
One last comment.
Yeah.
One last comment. You know, fucking, what are you, becoming Howard Stern? With this fucking missing the show thing? What do you guys think? You're on vacation? You guys are the hardest working show, and you don't know how important it is for all of us who listen to your show to hear you guys every
I didn't feel good.
Really crucial.
Richie boy.
Crucial.
Richie boy, but we did a show yesterday. It might not have been one of our better shows, but we did a show.
You did, man, and I give you credit for that.
We had a couple good things yesterday. Nothing special. I understand that, but we're back today.
It's when that Monday doesn't happen is what's brutal.
All right. Well, thank you, Richie boy.
Have a great time, man. Love you guys.
I appreciate that you don't really have anything else going in your life that you need us. That makes me feel good, actually. Let's go to Jeff in New Hampshire. Jeff!
What's up, man?
We're just about done, and then we'll tap out and we'll move on.
Jeff. Salve.
What's going on?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Nope. Hey, my wife's a social worker.
Okay.
Your
wife's a social worker. Let's go. Yes.
And she went out on this visit, and this lady had a kid. I'm not sure the exact age, but 5, 6, 7 years old. And the mother says to the kid, "Hey, you want your boo-boo?" My wife expected like a teddy bear to come out or something like that. Oh no! And she whipped her tit out, and the kid knuckled right onto it. She said it's the weirdest thing I ever seen.
6 fucking years old.
6 is.
What is that about? What is the mommy issue there?
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, I guess you can't really blame the kid. He doesn't know any better. It's the
like,
mommy that's got the issue.
It's great. There should be a portion of a boy's life where they're not looking for the tit.
Mm-hmm.
There should just be an overlap there where maybe from, I don't know, how old are kids when they breastfeed up till?
They were saying try to get to a year.
A year?
But after 6 months, you could pretty much, that's up to you.
But then until you hit like
good.
12, 13, and then all you're thinking about is getting the tit again.
Mm-hmm.
See, all those years in between, you shouldn't be thinking about the tit.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that doesn't even fucking come to mind.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. You're right.
Sometimes
you get that goodness at birth, and then they take it away from you, and now you gotta like try to get back on, latch on. Then you spend the rest of your days trying to latch onto
latch back onto the breast.
And in some cases, you're going a decade or two before you get to latch back on.
You've had a lot of time off. And as a matter of fact, if a girl is unfortunate enough to start developing at like 9 or 10, she gets rocks thrown at her in school. Like a tit is a thing to be goofed on and made fun of at that age.
Like she's Frankenstein.
Yes. What the hell are those? Disgusting bumps on your chest, you freak. And then, like, 2 years later, you're just like,
oh fuck, man.
Hamna.
Damn, I had my chance with her.
Yeah, I threw rocks at her tits.
I'm stupid.
I'm a dummy.
Okay. Let's say hi to Al in Buffalo. Al.
Al. What do you say, Al?
Hey, how you doing, guys? Hey, Anthony, how did your stress test go the other day?
Oh, it was very stressful. I went fine. I went in there, I got him the treadmill, they wire you up, and you fucking just go. They cranked it up, and everything's hunky-dory.
You could have the big guy work you out now, huh?
So now, Monday, the workout regimen starts.
Wow.
Yes.
I gave up on that.
Did you?
I gave up on that bit. What happened?
I passed with flying colors. I got the,
right on.
The okay for a vigorous. I am going into a vigorous training program.
You're not heavy.
I'm doughy.
Are you?
Yeah. I've gained
money
weight.
wise?
Yes, I'm doughy. Yeah, I've gained some midsection weight.
I have. Anthony just pinched his stomach. I literally have more than that under my eyes.
All right, guys. Hey, have a good day. See you later.
Hey, Al, go to Rochester. We're all going up there for Norton shows.
Oh, next weekend, right? Friday.
Yeah, that's an easy drive from Buffalo.
Thursday through Saturday.
I think you'll get some Buffalo action and you'll get some Syracuse action. Easy.
I hope so.
For the Rochester shows.
Shows are selling very well.
I'm taking Friday off to go with Jimmy because I haven't seen Wheeze and the gang in a while. So
I got to
do a long weekend next weekend. What?
I got to tighten up is all it is.
Yeah.
I got to tighten up.
Cardio, a little fucking whatever.
That's it.
Anthony, someone wants to is reminding me that there is something called the Leche League.
Oh, I've heard about that.
The Leche League.
Leche League. Yeah.
They're breast consultants. They're breastfeeding consultants.
Breast consultants.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a breast, all right.
Yep.
You'll get my bill.
And someone wants to know if I'm going. Is he still?
Oh, it's La Leche.
La Leche
League.
It sounds like a restaurant.
Yes, I know. It's a wonderful place.
Yeah. All right. We got fathers checking in. I know you hit that bell and we're out of this conversation.
Nah, it's fine.
When you want to tap out officially, that's fine. And then we move on and we don't talk fucking baby shit for the rest of the show. James in Ohio, go ahead.
Morning, boys.
Hey.
All right. So my wife wanted to breastfeed. Had a hard time getting baby to latch on. Here to find out her nipple actually wasn't pointy enough like a bottle, so we had to get a nipple shield.
Yeah, there's nipple shields.
What is a nipple shield?
Well, you put that on the nipple. It's like a black. It's a black thing. Hello, Jesus. It's a see-through plastic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this real thin piece of plastic, and it goes right over a nipple, and it makes her nipple more pointy, like a tip of a bottle, basically.
So it's like you're screwing a fucking baby bottle cap onto the tit.
Basically, yeah.
That's great.
And someone wanted to know if I'm going to use like the fake boobs, so.
So you can nurse too.
So baby can think he's nursing still.
No, boys, I'm pushing out.
I'll be doing some of that finger nursing though. It's called.
What's that?
Finger nursing is you got like a bottle of formula that I guess you kind of put on your shoulder, and then it has like a little tube that you kind of stick to your finger. And then
who makes this shit up?
The baby sucks.
It's got to be over your shoulder, so it's in the same area for the kid.
Yeah. So no, not necessarily.
I put it in my lap.
So for your zipper. So the baby sucks on your finger, and I guess you're trying to trick it into thinking it's mommy's nipple.
Ah,
yeah.
That sounds like it would.
Let's say hi to Nancy in Queens. Nancy.
Yeah, hi guys. Long-time listener. Love you guys.
Thank you, Nancy.
Calling to let you know that I use the cabbage leaves, and absolutely does work. I have no idea why or how, but I'm certainly not somebody for all that holistic shit, but man, did it work. It softened up the breasts and helped me out, and it was great, yeah.
I like it with a little corned beef thrown on the vagina, too.
I did smell like dumb old coleslaw. It was kind of awful, but
wouldn't the vagina just be the corned beef?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that.
Little mustard on that.
I'll tell you a little something about La Leche League. They're like a mob, though. They're awful. They made me feel horrendous because my baby wouldn't latch on either.
Yeah,
wound up finding out that my baby had an attached tongue, which meant he was tongue-tied on the bottom, and he had to have a little slit to make his tongue release. But he wouldn't latch
that's what I
on
like,
to the
my
breast.
tongue released in a little slit.
But But yeah, it was really kind of fucked up how they made me feel like it was my fault.
Yeah.
They're kind of awful. They want you to breastfeed till the kids like in college.
Yeah,
they really believe in that.
They love it.
Yeah, they really do.
All right, Nancy.
But,
all right, thank you. Let's go to Diana in Binghamton. We're just about done here. Diana.
Hey, I'm just furthering what she's saying about La Leche League.
Really?
They are really crazy. Talking about the guy also that called in and said that, he saw the lady pull her tit out in the middle of public with a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
That lady definitely is a La Leche League chick. These ladies sit around, too, in meetings, and they'll all bring their babies and feed each other. Feed right in front of each other.
We're going deep inside to see what Leche League is all about. Secret societies. Asshole.
They are crazy. And don't feel bad, too. If she doesn't, if she doesn't have success breastfeeding, it's not that big of a deal to pump. I pumped for months and months, and it was fine.
Yeah, you got to.
And
I pump all the time.
Yes, so do I.
I'm milking myself. Constantly.
I have a tube around my own finger. Aside from my cock. I do a little headstand. Dad gives Dad milk.
You know that women got to just constantly pump out the breast milk from their boobs? What the fuck?
That is,
dude,
that
man,
just doesn't seem. I don't get this at
all. To be serious for a second, you have a new appreciation for women, what they have to fucking go through. What the fuck? There's not a guy alive. There's not a guy alive that would go through this shit. Hell fucking no. You guys are like superheroes, I'm thinking.
I have appreciation for women that do different things than have kids.
Where they can cut it short.
No, we could really fucking do that good twisty blowjob, wet fucking hand on the cock thing.
I appreciate a woman who, while I'm fucking her ass, can still answer the phone and talk to her mother.
There you go. Striker!
Good morning, boys.
Good morning, Striker.
Hey, I got two of them for you. Speaking of breastfeeding, I got a hot teen breastfeeding story for you.
Wow.
About 4 years ago, the wife and I were at the mall and stopped at one of these little outside cafes to eat. And here's these two young girls, about 17 years old, sitting there, and the one had a stroller. And she was pushing it. And my first thought was, it must be like her little brother or little sister. No, it was her daughter. She picks the little kid up, maybe about 8 months old, and just whips out that lovely, luscious young booby right there and starts breastfeeding the kid. And my wife and I are sitting there, and she couldn't see it. I could. My wife could figure out what I was staring at. And until she kind of like turned and saw what I was looking at, and was not very happy with me staring at that. But yeah, I know that sucks.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I feel for you on the finger up the butt. I've had it 5 times in the last 3 weeks.
Why?
Because for some reason I was having a hard time urinating, and the last couple times the wife and I had sex, when I would come, it hurt like a son of a bitch, and went to the doctor, and he's like, well, you haven't had a prostate exam in about 4 years, so you're past due. And so he checked and called me like 3 days later and said, yeah, I need you to come back in. We need to check you again. He says, there's something there.
Great.
And I'm like, do I have to? And after the second time, then he sent me to a specialist, and that specialist checked me, and he actually had to call one of his associates in to check me.
Great.
And then I had to go and have the tube up butt, and then afterwards they checked me again yesterday. And I'm like, look, I've had enough fingers up my ass to last me a lifetime.
Yeah, it's one's enough. I mean, let's be honest. Striker, you an older guy?
40. I turned 42 yesterday.
So what do you mean you're due for a prostate exam? When does that shit start at?
I don't know, like 40, I've heard.
Is it 40?
Yeah, once a year, I
40,
think.
45, even.
Yeah,
once every 4 days.
So I'm not supposed to have fingers on my ass for another 5 years?
Oh my God! Yeah, at least.
No one.
Yeah, they say it's
not
like
one person
40
buying it
unless
anymore.
there's a history.
Fuck. What, Striker?
They said it's 40 unless there's a history.
Yeah. All right. Well.
History of enjoying fingers in your ass.
Well, the good news is, man, you get that shit checked out. They could cure most of that crap.
Yeah, so at least I'm healthy for sex now, and he just said it must have just been an anomaly, so whatever.
You must have like a...
I'm done with the fingers for a while. So, all right, punch out, please.
Sorry to hear that.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Welcome to the fucking grandpa show.
Get ready to...
Oh, the prostate. Let me tell you. And then I had these aches and pains.
I'm not trying fucking breast milk. No.
Oh.
No.
You might not have a choice, right?
I want to keep my relationship intact as best I can at this point, because this stuff is just creeping everybody out. Me, her, us. Big Mike, what's going on?
Hey, man, you're bitching about one little finger. Your girl's going to have a whole watermelon come out.
Yeah, that's a great line, but your phone got fucked up. It says, Opie, you're bitching about one finger when your wife is going to be having a watermelon come out. Yeah, I guess maybe this isn't the time to bitch about a finger.
It's not coming out our ass. You know anything?
That's true.
You know.
The vagina is built for that.
Yes.
The asshole is not built to be diddled with knuckles.
Have a giant baby's head come through it.
And you've seen this video, right? I've seen it a few times, but someone just sent it to me on Twitter. An 8-year-old breastfeeding. Have you seen this one?
Oh, my God.
It's not a real video. Couldn't be.
It is real. You go to another country, man, they get away with stuff still. It is real.
That looks like...
a woman picking berries in the field.
Okay, see, she's all about nature.
And there's her kid picking berries and eating.
That looked like the still picture girl.
And now she's like, and now one of her kids is playing the piano, and now she goes in for some mommy's
That's
milk.
the Eric Stoltz woman.
Is that the same one?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the video of the screenshot that we had earlier? Oh, okay, yeah.
Dude, that woman...
I'll retweet
I get
this
as much
shit. Opie
pleasure
Radio
out
on
of it
Twitter.
as she does.
How desperate for her fucking role to not be up.
Yep.
How
Isn't that disgusting?
pathetic. Dude, when you said an 8-year-old breastfeeding, I swear to God, I thought you meant an 8-year-old feeding a baby.
No.
Okay, that's sick.
It's disgusting, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Anthony, hit that bell. Let's call it.
All right.
Let's call it. That's it
It's
for today.
called.
Got to be very aware that this baby shit goes a long way. So,
Baby shit.
why don't we...
Alongside what this dude is doing.
Hey,
by the way, a lot of people pointed out that the day that Obama signs the health care reform bill, you're out sick.
I was very sick, yes.
A lot of people noticed the irony of that.
It was making me sick.
They noticed that irony. Hey, when we get back, we're going to do the Joe Biden thing. I think it's terrific. I think it's just amazing, amazing TV.
Joe Biden, what, talking like a human being, so what?
Exactly.
Big whoop-de-doo.
Exactly. Maybe we could finally accept the word fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe we could finally accept that word now that the vice president is saying it on TV.
Seems to use it all the time.
So we'll get into that discussion next. And what else we got today? What else we got? We've got to figure it out, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Danny, thank you for this. The Cindy Shackelford. You brought it to our attention first, and now it's blowing up.
Cindy Shackelford.
We're going to learn about Cindy Shackelford after the break as well. This story is just one for the ages. And the Terri Schiavo, why don't just play it into break? What the hell? Family Guy did a little Terri Schiavo musical this past Sunday. We got a little clip from that. That Family Guy is just right on still, man. Right on.
Why would they do a Terri Schiavo thing now?
I think it was the anniversary.
Yeah, the anniversary just passed. I think last
yeah,
week.
we even brought up Terri Schiavo recently because it was the anniversary of her being a vegetable.
Well, like 5 years or something?
Something.
4 years, I think.
4?
I don't know, like
something like that.
It was like
went fast.
7-year anniversary from her last Hummer or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
Those remixes that we did were so much fun.
Oh God, were they great? They really were good.
And
maybe we could dig those up and play them later.
if Travis can find one, because we'll play. You know what? We'll do a twofer. We got the Family Guy, Terri Schiavo musical thing, a quick clip, and then as we go to break, maybe Travis could find one of the Terri Schiavo remixes. Okay, and I don't know how we got here. We're doing stuff because I think this channel is going to be offered on all the Sirius radios.
First week, like
April.
a 2-week free trial sort of thing. So if you don't have our channel, you'll be getting it for free for 2 weeks starting.
Yeah, they're going to allow
April.
they're going to allow everybody that has Sirius to take a peek at us and see what we're all about. That's like the first week in April. So the guys are looking for old bits and stuff to pump up the channel for that week. And Danny brought to our attention the Freddie Rodriguez interview that we did with Jimmy shitting. So we might replay that today because it's just, Danny said it's just hilarious. I haven't heard it in a while, but we're going to get into that a little later on the show. But first, this.
Schiavo. How's my wife doing? She's a vegetable. I hate vegetables.
Don't worry about her, Mr. Schiavo. She's being kept alive by medical science.
Gee, look at all this stuff. How does it all work?
Well, I'll tell you.
This one keeps her liver clean. This one checks her pee.
How about this one over here?
Oh, that's just the TV. Ha, ha, ha. This one checks her heart rate. This one checks her veins. And this dispenses gravy for her mashed potato brains.
Oh, 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 Terri Schiavo is kind of alive-o. What a lively little bugger.
Maybe we should just unplug her.
Terri Schiavo is kind of alive-o. The most expensive plant you'll ever see.
There you go.
Wow.
Man. You know, as far as my favorite bits of all time on satellite radio that we've done, that one is right the F up there. All the Terri Schiavo remixes that came in.
Yeah.
Just
and the Pat O'Brien.
Very proud moment.
Forgot how great Pat O'Brien was.
You forgot, right?
What a filth bag. What a bag of shit.
God, we had fun.
Love
we were
him.
the first show to play it.
Yeah.
Because Stern was still on terrestrial, and there weren't that many shows on satellite that were playing it.
There was no one that could really play it.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like the Biden clip. Regular radio can't play the Biden clip.
No, I haven't heard it uncensored. I heard it on the news, and they have to beep it out. God forbid.
Yeah, well, it's on the front page of the paper today. This is a really big deal. This country cannot handle.
This is
no,
it's a real fucking big deal.
It really is a fucking. That's right.
What's his actual line there?
This is a big fucking deal.
This is a big fucking deal.
And some guy was quick to make a T-shirt, and you know that they interviewed the guy on CNN yesterday.
What, the guy that made the T-shirt?
Yeah. Now that guy's selling thousands and thousands of T-shirts.
What's
that
it
just
say, like healthcare? It's a big fucking deal?
I don't know the actual design, but obviously it has "this is a big fucking deal" on it. Here's the clip.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States of America, Barack Obama.
Go home and get your fucking shine box.
Thank you, everybody. Wait, I think you played the clip over the one we needed, Ed.
No, that's what Biden said.
Oh, go home and get your shine box?
That was Joe Biden saying something
I'm sorry.
horrible.
You want to try this again?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's okay. You can just hit it. Play it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States of America, Barack Obama.
Wake up and fucking
Thank you, everybody. Why does Biden have to say this?
Obama looked like horrified.
Do you have video of that? I would love to see it.
He looked horrified. It's a big fucking deal. The bikes are on. It's the biggest legislation he'll be signing ever.
It's the biggest legislation any president has signed in a really long time, and Biden just took his moment.
And right after the president's introduction, he blurts out, "This is a big fucking deal." What does he think? The mics will be off? Mm-hmm. They'll shut the mics off at a moment like that?
He's loud whisper guy.
Yeah.
Barack Obama.
What did he just say? We know.
And Obama just goes right to the podium.
All right. So Classy Joe, then again, are we really surprised? Oh, relax.
Exactly.
Who gives a shit?
Remember in November? Remember what? That he said the F word?
I'm not going to throw
Is
him
that
out
what
for
they're
that.
doing?
Yeah.
Well, they're spinning it in that way. Remember November because the guy used real language.
He's not classy.
You get righties that are just grabbing at straws.
Yeah.
At some of this shit. And they look at that and go like, "Whoa, that's terrible." I could give a shit if he's using the F-bomb.
Mm-hmm.
When it's, "Hey, we're going to take your fucking money," that's a problem.
That's more.
Not the F-bomb, the whole meaning behind
This is a big
taking my fucking money.
deal.
Sucker.
So no one's going to remember the big moment for Obama. They're going to be playing that clip forever.
Did you see him with his fucking 50 pens? He had to sign that bill with does he sign a little bit of his name?
Yeah.
And then he puts the pen away, gets the other one. So that way they could give the pens out. This is the pen the president used to sign this bill.
You ever sign your name and script using a lot of pens? It's impossible. I don't know how the presidents do that.
Yeah, they kind of... Does it look like one?
Yes, it looks shitty. There's a photo of it in the paper today.
It has to look shitty.
Dude, I was wondering, Obama couldn't have this choppy and awful a signature, but it's probably because of that.
Jesus, Anthony.
Jesus.
I just showed something.
Oh, dude, you have a foot injury, you right?
Of course.
What, you stubbed your toe today?
Yeah, all right, hold on, let me see.
Okay.
There's a picture of Obama's signature. That makes sense.
Oh, really? And that's why...
Yeah.
Because I always wondered, I thought maybe they have 20 spaces on there that he has to sign his name. It would be kind of...
Oh, I see. He uses...
just the bottom. Who cares how many times he signs it?
It's in the Daily News.
Kind of like some of the contracts we sign. We don't even know what we're signing. We just got to sign our name 100 times. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
You can see it in the O.
That O is
all
made up of
fucked up.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
How many do you count on that? How many pens?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8.
7 or 8 pens just on the O.
So basically, the fucking these giant bills are signed horribly,
Yeah, they
so
look like
everyone
a
can have a
retard.
pen.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Sign it with a pen.
Who gets the
Take
pens?
the pen.
How do they figure out who gets the pens, Ann? You know anything about that? You know a little bit about everything.
No, I have no idea where these pens go, who uses them.
Was it important people that made it happen, or
The astronauts use them in space.
or put it on eBay and just make a shitload of money?
I would love to say if he handed me that.
I would love to have a pen that a president used to sign something.
I'd be like,
That'd
what the
kinda
fuck
cool.
you doing with this? That's a pen. I got my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it comes in a little case with a little note or something.
It'd be like, maybe in years from now, it'll be like having the original quill that was used by the forefathers to write up the Constitution.
Will it?
The Bill of Rights.
Does anyone have that quill?
I don't know. It's probably somewhere.
Especially someone trying to have it on their desk. They're not going to know it. They've been writing with it.
I don't know.
You ever see the
Franklin was sticking up his asshole.
You ever see the Constitution?
Yes, in D.C. Yeah,
It's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, you look at it and
holy
go,
shit, this is where it all began,
That's the
right
deal.
here.
That's the deal.
Some of those assholes had to sign their name larger. It's like, all right, calm down.
Yeah, sign the big one.
Yeah.
And now it's just being treated like a piece of toilet paper.
Oh, Anthony.
Well, you know.
Anthony.
That's what I say.
You're so fresh.
That's what I say. Oh, I like the story that was in there about how, it's Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one. Healthcare. Oh, it's Christmas.
Oh, I got that clip for
Christmas.
you. I got that clip for
Yeah,
you.
I know. I have to go out and buy the presents and wrap them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can unwrap them then. Go ahead. Oh, look, I unwrapped a hip replacement.
It's like an old radio bit.
Yeah.
You buy the Christmas gifts and we hand it out to the needy.
That's what it is.
I've done that many times over the years.
Yeah.
Many times. Some of my charity work, Anthony, in this business.
Yeah, huh?
Going to these
I'm doing my charity work.
Very, very scary neighborhoods.
I'm doing my charity work. It's coming up April 15th. That's when I do all my charity work. I sign the checks, I send it, and there's my fucking charity. Thanks. I'm gonna sign it. I'm gonna sign my checks with 10 pens, so my signature looks like Obama's.
All shaky,
all choppy and shitty.
Here's the Christmas clip you were talking about
Yay.
health care.
Oh. Yeah. 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 Oh my God. Female fist of a cunt. Yeah. Oh. You feel my fist of a cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah.
Yeah. You need that last yeah for the sound fucking.
Someone's got to get that on their soundboard.
Instant replay.
What do you want? You want it or do I take it?
Oh, I want yeah.
You want it? You got
I haven't taken a new one.
You haven't taken one in a while.
Yeah, I'll take yeah.
Oh boy, that wasn't the clip. I made a mistake.
Yeah, I was thinking that didn't sound like
the healthcare Christmas clip.
No.
Oh, by the way, we should promote this. Dana White's calling at 8 a.m.
Yes.
To talk about UFC 111. We're all going. And you going, right?
UFC 111. Where is that?
It's in Newark.
You're not going?
Where? What day was it?
Saturday.
Saturday. We're all going.
Saturday.
We're all going.
My God.
We're all going. And he's going to have a a discount for our fans? Our
That's
listeners
for the,
today? All right, well...
Something else.
Something else?
That's for some kind of a special screening party where Liddell and Matt Serra are going to be at, and it's hosted by Stephen Bonner.
Oh!
Wait, so the UFC 111 is sold out, I would assume.
I'm thinking it is, yeah.
So then this is a special screening of UFC 111?
It's a screening party at Radio City in New York. It's hosted Saturday night, hosted by Stephen Bonner. I guess Liddell and Sarah are going to be here in New York, here in the city, at instead of in Newark. So I guess Liddell will be here in the city.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So you go watch some UFC fights with a whole bunch of people at Radio City Music Hall?
Yeah, with real fighters will be there.
Yeah, that's cool. And then there's going to be a 10% discount for...
Opie and Anthony listeners. Where there's a certain... You get tickets to Ticketmaster, and UFCOA
will be your discount code.
Yes.
UFCOA. And they'll give you 10% off. That's nice. Dana White's thinking of us. That's cool.
Yes, he is. And he twittered, by the way, that he was going to be on O&A this morning.
I saw that. He said, I got to get some sleep because I got to get up and do O&A.
Goes to bed at 4 a.m.
I saw that, too. I did the time thing. I was trying to figure it out.
What kind of corporate head goes to bed at 4 a.m. to get up at 8?
Yeah.
Well, he's got fucking...
I'm a corporate head.
That's what you give.
My corporation.
And
not far from the truth around this fucking place.
And Steve Austin is going to be in studio today promoting his new movie.
Yeah, I didn't see it. We have a copy, but it looked good in Damage. Austin plays John Brickner.
Thank God we
What's
didn't
the
see
name?
this movie ahead of time. Thank
Damage.
God.
No, what's the his character's name?
John Brickner.
John Brickner. And what does John Brickner do?
He's a convict out on parole who finds out the daughter of the man he killed can't afford the heart transplant she needs to save her life. In order to raise money, Brickner reluctantly ends up in the world of cage fighting.
Hold on. Wait a minute. The daughter of the guy he killed?
Yeah, I guess he's a convict. I guess he killed somebody.
He killed somebody.
But
okay.
apparently the daughter of the man he killed
Yeah, she needs a heart transplant.
can't afford the heart transplant she needs to save her life.
Right. So, what's the character's name?
John Brickner.
So John Brickner goes out to earn the money, and how does he do this?
Well, he reluctantly ends up in
Reluctantly.
the world of underground cage fighting.
Underground cage fighting. And that's how he's going to scrape up enough scratch for a heart?
I don't know how much hearts cost.
Probably a lot.
I've never bought one.
Oh, well, look who
Oh,
just
hi,
walked
Sam.
in. Our resident wrestling expert.
Well, Sam is back.
Sam Roberts.
Sam is back from his fake sick day.
I very rarely take sick days.
How was your fake sick day?
Oh, Jesus.
Before you get into the Steve Austin thing.
It was fine. I was... Oh, shit. Wait a minute.
They're on to you!
Damn it. Oh, no.
Number one, I very rarely take sick days. And number two, it was interrupted at about 8 o'clock in the morning when you announced on the air after Steve's screw-up that I was very good at cutting audio, but absolutely horrendous at many other things.
You heard that from your sick bed?
Yeah, which I was
that's kind of awkward. You're really not supposed to listen to the show when you're sick.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, I take a sick day because I'm actually sick and actually listen to the show and I'm being insulted. So good.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a trailer for this? Oh, my God.
I've seen the movie.
What?
How did you get to see the movie?
Well, we had DVDs. You guys could have seen it too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
I got a DVD
Did
last
you see the
week.
movie during your fake sick day?
First of all, I didn't have a fake sick day, and second of all, I saw the movie last week.
Last week.
I was going through a Felicity box set, so I would have watched it.
Didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where I put my copy.
Oh. Well, I mean, do you guys want to maybe borrow mine or something, or watch some clips during the break?
You know,
you
might as well.
What do you think? What do you think we are? You think we're just starting in this business? What's wrong with you? Why would we do that?
What about looking at the trailer? Or giving a little listen and a look to the trailer? Let's see this. Damage, it's called?
It's called Damage.
All right, let's check out the trailer.
Damage.
Here comes Damage, the trailer.
Oh, Stone Cold.
After 4 years in
prison.
John Brickner. If it wasn't for you, my husband would still be alive.
To start again, he must make amends.
You are going to save my baby's life.
How?
You're going to get her that operation. It costs $250,000, and that is money I don't have.
The only way he knows how. Let me see what I can do.
But why would he do this?
There's one fight. And all I gotta do is whip that guy down there.
Well, you gotta earn that fight.
All right, you degenerates. Are you ready for some real ball busting?
The wrestling legend, star of The Condemned, is back.
Who in their right mind would want to get into a scrape with you?
You'd be surprised.
There's the dog barking.
Pain has a new name. Steve Austin. Get ready for the ultimate bare-knuckle fight. You want to rip you apart, right? We're talking.
They keep showing fucking clips of the the guy who plays the promoter with a bad leather jacket, throwing his arms up like he's mock boxing. How many times are they going to show that guy in the promo?
Is this going to be in theaters?
No, it was straight to DVD. It came out yesterday.
It came out yesterday.
But the DVD's not available till October 5th? What?
No, that was the British trailer. So that's the European version of the DVD. It's the same trailer. But
But why wouldn't this movie be in movie theaters like Avatar was?
It's different.
Yeah, exactly.
Why isn't this movie in movie theaters?
It's a DVD premiere.
But why wouldn't you want it in theaters? Because
some people prefer to just... I mean, the theaters get so clogged up, you just go straight to home video
Is that the
like
better
Anthony,
way to...
for instance, you say you don't even go to theaters anymore. So it's
That's true.
What's the point of releasing anything in theaters? Nothing makes any money.
That's true.
But I'm looking for a good movie to see, and... Why wouldn't it be one of the choices in a movie
you got
theater?
the DVD.
That's a little strange.
You don't even have to leave your house. That's the convenient thing.
I like the sound of that.
Do you?
Yeah. You get to watch a good fight movie on DVD.
So they chose not to be in movie theaters where most people go to see new movies?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because it's like, why bother? You got it on Blu-ray, you know? Damage.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be out in the theaters or something.
No, but you don't...
Avatar is now out of the theaters. There's no real excuse. I know Avatar was taking up a lot of screens, but...
Well, no, Alice in Wonderland is a problem.
That's a problem?
Alice in Wonderland is taking up all the screens.
Oh, shit, right.
So, what are you going to do?
They'd rather have 5 of the screens playing Alice in Wonderland and not one for damage?
They'd rather have the screens playing Alice, the sitcom.
So
early to bed.
Not too early to rise if you don't get that heart operation. Boo.
But why would he do that?
What do you mean?
So he goes to jail and he feels bad about what he did, so now he feels like he has
I'll
to...
see what I can do.
What you guys are failing to realize is...
Why would he do that, Sam?
He's a tough guy, he's a convict, but he has a good heart.
I have a soft spot, unlike... I have a good heart, unlike the kid.
Yeah.
Like your rotting heart that I got to now replace for you.
So he's just trying to make things right.
How did he kill the guy? Was it self-defense?
He fucked him to death.
It was self-defense, right?
Yeah, it was a misunderstanding. I mean, he
didn't mean to.
No, of course.
So why did he go to jail?
It was manslaughter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I guess he couldn't prove that it was just self-defense?
No, and he was...
What was the situation? How did he kill him?
I mean, he choked him to death.
He choked him to death. And what was the situation? What did the guy do?
They never really... I mean...
Wait, he choked the guy to death, and it's kind of self-defense, but they never really said what the guy did to piss him off?
I guess it was just kind of implied that he didn't mean to.
Yeah, but a choking is something you could stop at any time after the person's incapacitated.
It was situational.
See, he should have gotten more time.
Right. Well, he got paroled after, like, I think 4 or 5 years.
Yeah?
Right.
4 years in hell.
In hell. He probably did a lot of fighting. And did they show any prison
He was a model
fighting?
prisoner.
All right,
he was a model
got
prisoner.
paroled.
Oh, okay.
You're going to play the part of Opie today. And
E-Rock is going to play that to Stone Cold, especially since I'm interviewing him this afternoon.
Fucking shave your head in between interviews. He won't know the difference.
And he's been here before.
Yeah, I mean,
Pat him in.
You'd think he'd be...
Let's try it. Come on. Where did our balls go? Let's try it.
Stone Cold?
Let's try
Maybe do it to Ric Flair over the phone. You can't make me do it to...
Fuck Ric Flair.
Stone Cold
for not
in
having
person.
a sense of humor.
He really wasn't pleased.
He wasn't pleased, and he hasn't come back on the show since.
Fuck him.
Oh, fuck yourself. Yes, Danny.
On the IMDb message boards for Damage.
Yeah?
Yeah, this gotta be good.
There's a subject that says, straight to Pirate Bay release.
Oh, Pirate Bay.
So good luck with that.
Pirate Bay.
I'm sure it'll be very successful on DVD.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
weird,
Stone
though.
Cold's a big draw.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
sure
a movie
lot of
star. This
wrestling fans.
It's the second headlining movie.
So if this is the thing to do, why didn't James Cameron, release Avatar just right to DVD?
Good question.
It was probably the
question,
3D
right?
element because the home release of the 3... This is not in 3D. So now it's like,
What about,
okay,
what about Precious? That wasn't in 3D. And that made the theaters.
Well, it was supposed to go right to DVD.
Exactly.
And then it wound up not,
because
wins Academy Awards.
Oh, did they not do that for straight to DVD?
Maybe Damage could have, been a contender.
Exactly. Hurt Locker, people saw it way before it was
Why
in
didn't Hurt
theaters.
Locker go right to DVD?
Yeah.
I mean, that's, the Academy picked up on it. For whatever reason, the Academy sometimes ignores action movies.
Oh, God.
Do you think that if they saw this, it would garner some consideration? I think
so.
Steve from Bayshore saying Precious was in 3N.
Okay.
Of course he has to say that.
That's very
Can
funny.
I quote one of Jeff Ross's jokes? It was fucking hilarious.
Certainly.
I saw him at the cell the other night, and he said, yeah, I saw Precious in 3D. The bitch reached out and ate my popcorn. That was a goddamn good joke.
That is good, man.
It's funny.
And to answer your question earlier about why the dogs were barking, it was the dog fight, it's not done in a cage, but there are dogs tied up at 4 corner posts.
So you can't fucking move or the dogs will bite you.
So if you go too far to the corner, the dogs bite you.
Oh, all right. That actually is pretty cool. So you can't get out of that area.
Right.
But what if you have to run to the lavatory?
Lavatory.
So the dogs cover the entire perimeter.
There's just the 4 dogs, in
damn.
each corner.
Let me
So
tell you something. I bet. Just bear with me. I bet during one of those dog matches, Stone Cold
fights, not matches. This is not
fights.
wrestling.
Yes. I bet Stone Cold is fighting the guy. The guy's probably getting a good upper hand on Stone Cold at some point, and then Stone Cold does something where the guy falls and the dogs get him.
I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything.
But I bet he says something
Yeah.
like right before the final part. Have fun being dog chowder.
Yeah, that's right.
Dumb line.
Dog chowder.
I'll see you in hell.
I don't know how you got it.
Every dog has its day. Yeah.
Welcome to the dog pound.
Yeah, something like that.
Have fun being a dog hat.
Dog hat.
Why the hat again?
I don't know how you got that some guy would get the upper hand before Stone Cold got...
Oh, well, he probably would. Yeah, and then wins.
Are you going to sit there and say that every single fight he fights
I've
in the
seen
movie?
that in wrestling. I've seen that happen. Or how about, well, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Kurt Love came up with that one.
No, it is actually probably one that they
I would
use.
absolutely think that one's used.
Yes.
Let's see if his bark is bigger than his brawn.
Did we do a doghouse joke?
This is a big fucking deal.
Let's see if the dog bites your pen hand.
Well, we're really excited, Sam, for the big Stone Cold Steve
Yes.
Austin.
When is that, by the way?
9:30.
9:30.
Movie star Stone Cold Steve Austin. His
Yes.
second starring role.
Yeah. I'm not going to fucking deny that.
Did anybody not see The Condemned?
Well,
Who wouldn't have?
Exactly.
which one was that?
That was about a condemned man
That's right.
who had
Has
to
a
pay
heart
for
problem.
a liver for a certain Long Island-based radio host.
That's right. Not that the Long Island host's liver is bad. It just left one day. There was a note on the fucking kitchen table. Sorry, I snuck out through your asshole while you were sleeping.
Jesus H. Christ.
This is
Sounds fucking good. It sounds cool.
it's Steve Austin's third movie that he's acted and he's been in a jailhouse in.
Oh, he's been in jail in all 3 movies.
Well, the one movie he was a prison guard.
He plays a good type of prison guy, convict, or
He used the N-word in the Adam Sandler movie.
what?
You think he's jealous of The Rock at this point?
I
Because
think
The Rock is a movie star,
The
too.
Rock just
No.
put
I
out
think
that
he's jealous of Corey Haim at this point.
Jeez, I don't think that's the case.
How many movies did The Rock have that went right to DVD?
The
I
Rock
mean-
put out that fucking Tooth Fairy movie.
But it was
Stop
in theaters.
You don't see Stone Cold doing that.
At least it made it to theaters, Anthony.
Stone Cold is going on the
Yes.
action route, and The Rock is going on the more family-friendly route. I think they can coexist together.
Yeah, why would you want to make $100 million a film? You're right.
He wants to do action movies.
You're right, Sam. Why would The Rock want that?
He doesn't have that family-friendly appeal that The Rock does. Stone Cold is a more rugged type.
Oh, yeah, he's more action movie. Yeah.
Can we drink beers with Stone Cold today?
Oh, yeah. We'll open cans of whoop asses.
Holy shit.
Will we?
I feel like I think I got a fever.
Did someone say open asses?
I
I got a can of whip ass. You think you sprayed on your ice cream?
It tastes like ass. Delicious. Scrumptious.
All right, so Dana White and Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is a hell of a show today.
It's a big fight day.
God damn.
I was watching a few movies. Since we're talking about movies, might as well get into it a little bit.
No, you weren't.
I watched a couple movies.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. First I had to get what? What? First, I had to get my Verizon serviced.
What's wrong with the Fios already?
Fios is already fucked up.
No. Not Fios' fault.
Whose fault?
Anthony's fault. The technician who's been there and is a great guy and has worked for many years in this field said, and I quote, "I have never, in all of my days in this business, seen a house that has an input and output of more data than your house. It's like NORAD."
Hey, that's pretty cool.
So they actually ran a complete separate fiber optic line, as if it's two fucking houses. They ran another fiber optic line, one just for my television, another just for the data.
Wow.
So now no more problems with any freezing up or anything like that. Because I apparently they gave me some numbers, but it is a ridiculous amount of data that is flowing through my house at any given moment because of security cameras and all the televisions that I have, the theater, the computers. There's just a constant flow of huge amounts of data. So got that fixed, which they were very prompt, very apologetic for some reason, even though it's my greed. There is supposed to be some kind of a day where for 60 minutes...
Yeah, Earth Hour.
Earth Hour, thank you.
The fuck's Earth Hour?
Find out about this.
It's March 27th at 8:30 p.m.
March...
And what do you do?
What is it?
I think 27th.
27th.
What do you, fuck the Earth?
Yeah.
No.
Dig a hole,
Earth
stick
Hour.
your cock in.
Everyone has to stick their cock
Show
in the Earth.
who's boss.
This is what...
How great would that be?
Show the Earth who's boss.
Let's start our own Earth Day where we all fuck the Earth at the same time.
Oh, it's only 3 days. What? 3 days? 12 hours?
What is Earth Hour?
Earth Hour is at 8:30 p.m. on March 27th.
Don't tell me we all have to turn our shit off for an
Yeah,
hour.
we're all going to turn our lights off.
Turn your shit off completely for an hour and realize what it saves and how much energy it saves and how much you're saving the Earth by doing that. Here's what the second I saw this, here's what I have planned. I am taking my flip phone around my house and turning every fucking thing on, which will negate, I guarantee, 50 fucking people that are shutting their lights off. Every light is going on. Every air conditioner is going down to 66 degrees.
Why are you
all the TVs in the house are going on.
Just make coffee and spill it out into
Every
the sink.
TV, and I'm turning on the water, and I'm flushing toilets for an entire hour.
Why?
I am
Why?
You
Why
know
are you
why?
angry at Earth?
Because
What does Earth do to you?
Because this does nothing. And I want to take these man people and negate at least 50 of these people. So if you're doing it, if you're participating, that your pal Anthony is completely negating your effort.
Well, I'm going to have my standard definition television and all the lights off in my one-bedroom apartment. So there.
Every fucking flat screen's going to be on. Every computer's going to be on. I swear, I'm just going to turn the pool heaters on.
Oh.
I'm going to heat iced water that is in the pool. I'm going to see how hot I can get it.
Doesn't seem to be any reason.
There isn't a reason except for I hate shit like this. It's phony. It's fucking self-important drivel.
Just plug in some space heaters outside and just crank them.
Oh, that'd be good too. Hopefully it's a nice chilly evening, and I'll just plug in space heaters.
Do you know how shock jerk would be on the paper?
Shock jerk.
If there were just pictures of you heating the outdoors with your space heater.
That might be better than doing the air conditioner, is to turn on the heat and then just open every door and window in my house.
In defiance of Earth Day, Anthony Cumia.
Shock jerk. Picture me in just a giant lit house.
We should do that.
Put your Christmas lights back up.
Yeah, put those back up. Big spotlight. Oh, I have those. I have giant spotlights on the outside of my house for attention. Here, look at me. Look at me.
And we got to cut this short because we got to get ready for our Dana White interview.
Oh, okay. Then I'll talk about
a
few movies and stuff.
Yeah, I want to know about the movies.
Yeah, I'll do that later. Wow, it's windy. The cameras are shaking. It's supposed to be like 40-mile-an-hour winds today in New York City. So careful out there.
We got Rocky from Long Island. Excuse me. He's saying that Ric Flair, make this quick, Sam, because you know about wrestling, is literally fighting in a wheelchair now.
Well, he's in TNA and he's in a wheelchair. Yes.
Why?
Because he's an older gentleman, but he's not confined to a wheelchair in reality.
Is he fighting from the wheelchair?
I believe he was fighting from the wheelchair. It was a little gimmick thing. But not regularly.
Oh, all right.
But Hulk Hogan was back in the ring, too, wrestling Ric Flair on TV. And Hulk Hogan can no longer do his leg drop.
But that's what he's known for.
His
and it was a lame move to begin with. He can't even do his lame move anymore.
The big boot that sets the leg drop up?
Yeah.
Doesn't pass the chest anymore.
Oh.
Was he kicking him in the shins now?
These two geezers are out there mixing it up.
It was rough. They had to do a tag team match with a younger guy on each side because they had to disguise and bleed a lot.
Oh, shit. So they were constantly tagging off when they were tired?
Tagging and bleeding.
Oh, did Hulk do that whole thing? Where he gets all riled?
Hulking up, you mean?
Hulking up.
Yeah, he was hulking up.
And then when he wins, does he do the thing with the hand to the ear?
And flexing.
Yeah! Yeah, there it is.
Lame.
Oh, he's doing a toe drop on the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this is great. It hurts inside.
That's right. It don't hurt
have to hide. You got to take a stand.
I know.
And this is where he points to the ring. And he goes like this and starts shaking his
head. If you
head.
hurt my friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
fight for the rights of every man.
Does he?
Yeah. He's a real
fighting
American.
for the right to tell your publicist to stick it up their fucking ass, so he might come into the show that we don't want him to anymore anyway.
Yeah,
so fuck him. But I mean, you know,
we
at the beginning,
support his daughter and her shitty music. The least he could do is come in.
That didn't sound supportive.
He kind of owes us for all the
Now
promotion we gave that shitty music of hers.
He's tearing it up in TNA.
Yeah,
he is a real American.
We really do break now.
Yeah. We'll be back in a couple minutes?
Yeah, because we got to do the Dana White thing right at 8. So,
okay.
Quick break, and we will
be back.
Wow, that was good, Jimmy.
We're back with Norton and Friends. Right now, Anthony is eating a salad, and Opie is squeezing a deuce out. He'll return shortly.
So there must be a problem. He's usually really efficient.
Yeah, I think he panicked, and as he was pulling his pants down, he probably shit onto the back of his pants. So now he's having an issue in the bathroom. We got Dana White. Is Dana on the hotline?
Yes.
Dana?
Good morning.
Oh, hey, buddy. How are you?
Dana.
Great. How you guys doing?
Very good. It's funny. I was just checking out your Twitter, and it said that you got to get up in 4 hours to do Opie and Anthony. What are you doing at 4 o'clock in the morning?
I don't sleep much. I have sleep issues.
Do you really a bad sleeper?
Yeah, really bad.
Why is that?
I slept like, I don't know, like probably a total of almost 9 hours over the last 3 or 4 days.
Well, is that because you're like a panicky guy, or do you have like I'm a terrible sleeper too? Like I wake up to piss constantly. Not that you're really interested in that, but is that why? Have you always been a bad sleeper? I mean, that's interesting to me.
Yeah, Yeah, no, I have been for a long time, and it's not really a negative thing. I just don't require a lot of sleep.
Jesus.
I'm not one of these guys that freaks out and says, "Oh, I got to get sleep. I got to take Ambien. I got to do this." I just don't sleep much.
You're a good Twitterer too. I followed it, and the thing is, it's funny how we think we're the only ones who get annoyed at fans, but you actually care what people think about you and what people say about you. Because Dana, I was reading, and I get into it sometimes with listeners, and you were getting into a Twitter argument with some guy.
Yeah.
Basically just telling him, hey, take your brain somewhere else and get the fuck off my Twitter. and then Dana said, you're not a fan. You're a typical douche who gets on the net and a fake name and talks stupid shit. You, sir, can go fuck yourself. This is the mogul at the head of $1 billion company. You can go fuck yourself, sir. Douche. And the guy he was arguing with has 9 followers.
Oh, shit.
9 followers.
You can't even get more than that?
Dude, I looked up.
You could get 10 from your own family, can't you?
The guy had 9
That's
followers.
funny, but he felt that pissed off at this guy that he had to fucking nail him.
You have over 1 million. I was just laughing at that. It's like, but it does bother you, right?
No, it's just, you're sitting there. What I like about Twitter is obviously talking one-on-one with the fans with no middleman. When we do cool stuff like the stuff that we did yesterday, you can tweet people and let them know, we're going to be here and we're going to do this. And it's just so fast. It's instant. So, and then, you're trying to talk to fans and you got some jackass popping up, saying stupid shit. And I usually just tell them, go follow John Mayer, man. Get off my Twitter and go follow John Mayer. I don't know why I talk to those guys, but I do.
It's the same thing that makes you an honest guy at press conferences. It's like, it's enraging when some little douche is doing what you said, using a fake name. And the reality is, when some guy with 9 followers posts something, literally no one sees that but 9 people. And you. And it's like, I'll just block people sometimes. Like, unless if they're critical, that's fine. But if they're being total dicks, I block them and I forget they existed.
Yep.
And
I don't like to block people. The thing is with my Twitter, I like, listen, if you want to come on, but some of these people just keep going and going and going. And every time I'm trying to look on there, there's 30 in a row from this guy. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you why I don't mind blocking them, because I'm the same as you in a way. It's like, you know what? Hey, people have the right to be critical if they want to be. I can't be hypersensitive. But you hit the nail on the head. It's like, it's not a guy being honest. It's some jizzbag using a fake name. If people were using their real names on Twitter, I would have a lot more tolerance for never blocking people.
That's exactly what I said yesterday. I agree with you 100%. That's what I said. The guy's got some fake name on there. It's like MMA fan is his name. And, and 90% of the people on Twitter have their real name on there. When you click on the reply, it's their real name. And you've got the guy, the typical guy just got off the internet and figured out about Twitter, and he can get on here and be an asshole.
Yeah, that's what's annoying about it. It's like a guy using his real name to be an asshole, I just, for some reason, have more respect for.
I agree, 1,000,000%.
And you use your Twitter for, like, you really get, like, I check out a lot of your tweets, and you really get people to go places. I mean, you have over 1 million, and you really seem to use it well. Like, hey, free ticket giveaway here at this time. And I know you get people showing up for that stuff. It really is like people check what you're doing because they know there's something to be gotten from it.
What's crazy about Twitter is, and I do this all the time, and our last fight we just had on free TV was up in Colorado, and I literally have to get in the exact position I want to get in, meaning get somewhere, physically stand there before I send the first tweet. People show up in like 30 seconds after you send the tweet. It's incredible. Cool. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. We did it once in L.A. I was at this mall in L.A. There were so many people that the police came. And, I've had the police show up in New York City from tweeting.
Wow, really? Enough people show up where it kind of makes a...
Exactly.
Little bit of a to-do.
I've had the same thing, but only when I make threats to public officials. That's got to be a very
that's cool.
Tempting power to misuse. You've used it responsibly so far. I've read your tweets. It's never anybody who wants to suck some dick and get some tickets show up in here, which is what I would be using it for. Dana's been very responsible with his Twitter so far.
Right on. We're all looking forward to the Saturday, Dana. We're going to another UFC event thanks to you.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, George St. Pierre, Dan Hardy, and then Mir and Carwin, and one of the fights that's completely been overshadowed because of the main and co-main event is Thiago Alves and John Fitch. That's going to be an awesome fight, too.
Yeah, I think I saw him fight. Didn't he fight St. Pierre? And who did he lose to when I saw him on Lesnar's? I think it was UFC 100. Who did he lose to? Alves.
Thiago?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've both lost. But these guys are two of the best in that division, and this fight is almost to get back in line to see, who gets a shot at the title again.
I'm just trying to see who he lost to. I'm trying to remember who he lost to. It was on the Lesnar Mir UFC. And he's a fucking tremendous fighter, man. I was really impressed. I was watching him before.
Which one, Fitch?
Well, no, Alves.
Alves, yeah. Who did he fight? God, you got me stumped on that one, too.
It was before. I want to say it was St. Pierre, but I could be wrong. Have they fought?
Yeah, it probably was St. Pierre. I don't think anybody else has beat him. Because
he was like watching him before the fight. He really seemed like an unbeatable. It's like fighters all have that pre-fight thing they do. And
well, this kid was an incredible striker. I mean, he's been an incredible striker for a long time. Then all of a sudden, he showed up one day and had takedown defense. He had great wrestling, and it made him look almost unstoppable. But you go in and face George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre is great at smashing wrestlers. I mean, he's become a great wrestler himself.
And he is like, I mean, obviously he's like, and Canada loves him. And you guys are trying to get legalized in, Ontario? There's a poll on your Twitter to go to get MMA legal where? Is it Ontario, Canada?
Yeah.
Is it illegal all over Canada or only in certain parts?
Just in certain parts. It's not sanctioned here in Ontario and a couple other places in Canada that we're working on right now.
Yeah, but more importantly, you're getting pretty close to New York. I think the Times had an article about Madison Square Garden being interested in the UFC, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the Garden has been great to us, and obviously, once it gets done, that's exactly
when
where
is
we're
it
going.
going to get done? It seems like it's going to happen any day, and you said that last time you were on the show, and that's got to be a few months ago already.
You're telling me.
They smell
happen.
cash.
Listen, we're very positive. It's all good.
Yeah.
We're just.
Don't you feel? I know you've had amazing success, obviously, but aren't you going to feel that you finally made it when you got the UFC at Madison Square Garden? Like that is the biggie, man.
Well, basically, because if for anything, it's the last big state. I mean, it'll be the last one, and after all these years of knocking down. All these barriers and walls and getting this thing sanctioned all over the country and in other parts of the world, to finally get it done there will be nice.
If the economy wasn't shit, do you think they would allow it? Like, you think New York State's just seeing like, a lot of money spent on this, and we could tax the shit out of these guys, and
you think that's helping them push this forward?
Absolutely.
Yeah, money talks in the end.
It's definitely not a bad
bullshit
thing.
walks.
Yeah, this state is in just horrible shape.
I hear the governor's just going to turn a blind eye to it. All right.
What is what is the reason? Like, what is what is illegal about it, and what is the reason they give for keeping it illegal?
Well, in some places, when back in the old days, when the old owner owned this thing, he burned a lot of bridges, and when this thing was basically no rules, and he was running around, he was running away from regulation, So that's when states started. He'd go to states that there wasn't an athletic commission and put the events on there. That's what started this whole thing.
Mm. Yeah, there was kind of a stigma to it for many years. People thought it was still, that
barbaric,
savage, just beatings. Where, those things were truly like gladiators back then. It was really kind of disturbing to watch, and without any regulation, it was pretty creepy to watch.
Well, Dana legitimized the whole thing, and made it easier for these cities to accept it.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to take the credit for that, Dana.
Well, we ran toward regulation. We did the exact opposite. Instead of running away from it, we went right to just like we're doing up here in Ontario, Canada. We went to Ontario and said, listen, we want to be regulated by you. We want, we want to hold events here, and we want it to be sanctioned.
Oh, is that where you are now? You're in Canada?
Yeah, Ontario.
Okay.
Winging
I was
all over
supposed
the
to be in
place.
New York City this morning.
I know.
but-
We wanted you in studio.
Well, my buddy who's with me is Marty Cordova. He's a former professional baseball player. He flew up here without a passport. Canada let us in. The United States won't let us back in until he gets his passport.
Dana, you're leaving behind.
Yeah,
What's
you
wrong
should
with
have Marty meet you.
Yeah, tell Marty it sucks to be you. Here, I'll pay for a hotel. I'm out of here.
Well, you know what? His passport's supposed to be here this morning at 10 o'clock, and if it's not, he's staying in Canada.
All right, good.
You got
see, because that's what we would do to each other. Yeah, we're all good friends, but we wouldn't wait around in Canada
later
for a passport.
Dude, I was doing a gig with these, this is probably 15 years ago, with these two piece of shit comics, and we were all sharing a hotel room, and I woke up, and they were both gone. They had just left to the next gig, and they left me in the room alone.
Bob Kelly and Vosco.
You know, Bob Kelly is not coming to this event.
Why?
Because he
loves UFC.
Of course he does, and he knows more about it than all of us. But Bob is not coming because it's his grandfather's 100th birthday.
100?
Wow.
I told Bob to blow off the 100th birthday.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing?
There'll be more birthdays.
Exactly. Go to 101. That's more special.
Maybe one or two more.
Fucking, what are you going to do? Just look at him?
Yeah, really.
Happy birthday. You have to blow out the cake for him?
Yeah, that's...
You know what I mean?
I'm late to the interview, but did you bring up the Chuck Liddell naked workout yet?
Oh, fuck. No, I actually forgot. We were talking about Twitter when it first started. No, I totally forgot that.
What do you think of the Chuck Liddell naked workout there, Dana?
Well, you know, when this thing first happened, we were filming The Ultimate Fighter at that time.
Yeah.
So I was literally there on the set, and I got a call from my office going, there's videos all over the internet of Chuck and his girlfriend working out naked, and I was like, what? Yeah, it looked like they were working out naked somewhere and some guy hid. So I actually went and talked to Chuck, and I said, dude, there's video up on the internet of you and your girl working out naked. And he started laughing, and he actually pulled me aside and told me that it was, the viral. He says, you can't tell anybody this. It's this viral campaign that I did for Reebok. And so believe me, when it comes to Chuck Liddell, I was very relieved to hear that it was part of a viral campaign with Reebok, believe me.
Yeah, because I was really like, what kind of an idiot works out naked with his door wide open? I'm such a gullible moron.
Yeah, they're wearing just Reebok shoes, man. It's
and this is what
got everyone talking.
This is what a fruit I am. I was trying to find a copy of the video that wasn't beeped out so I could see what Liddell was packing.
Oh, not pixelated? You wanted to see that?
Yeah, Dane, is he packing?
I didn't see it. I
He had good cheeks. I'll say that. Liddell had good cheeks.
Good cheeks.
There's no problem. There's no problem saying that you saw your friend's wiener.
No, not at all.
I've seen Jimmy's, and he's packing. See how easy it is now. Is Chuck Liddell packing or not?
He probably hasn't seen it.
If I knew if he was packing or not, I'd let you know. I don't know. I honestly couldn't answer that question.
Let everyone else ask all the UFC inside freaking questions. We want to get down to some real stuff.
Well, Liddell, here's an opportunity to find out what Liddell's packing. Because there's a UFC C111 screening party. It's actually at Radio City. And it's Saturday night, and it's being hosted by Stephen Bonner with appearances by Liddell and Matt Serra. And the doors are open at 7:15. That's if you're here in the city or if you're in Brooklyn or you're Queens and you don't want to get all the way over to Jersey. It's sold out, right, in Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is great. Watching these fights with a bunch of animals, that's a good time right there.
So you should ask Liddell when you see him, Chuck, what are you packing? We've been dying to know. They're talking about it. We're just curious as to what you're packing.
And we don't want any, we're not taking responsibility if he knocks out your teeth.
How great would it be 40 people taken to the hospital with broken jaws, questioning MMA star's penis size?
So
the
Dana,
press conference is today too. I'm flying into the city here in a couple hours, and then at Radio City Music Hall, the press conference today too, open to the public.
And who's going to be there too? You're not going to be alone. You're going to be with St. Pierre and Shane Carwin.
Yep.
Now this is my
the main event and co-main event guys will be there.
You know, I haven't seen Carwin fight yet, and everyone's saying how terrific this guy is and how big and strong he is.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's one of these guys that can knock you out or submit you. He's really good at both and has done both his entire career, either one by knockout or submission.
Now, I'm assuming Brock Lesnar's still doing well and he's working out and he's getting ready to fight again, right?
Yep.
No setbacks?
No, he'll be ready to roll probably in July.
July.
Beginning of July.
And what are you hoping for, Carwin Lesnar?
Yeah, well, either one. We've never been in a position with the heavyweight division like we are right now. If in this Saturday fight between Mir and Carwin something happens and one of these guys couldn't compete against Lesnar, we got Cain Velasquez waiting. He could take the fight. If anything happened to Cain Velasquez, we got Junior Dos Santos. We've never had such a stacked heavyweight division with guys that any one of those fights people are going to care about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to ask you about Frank Mir. You must have gave him a talking to about what he said about Lesnar.
Yeah, we were
because I know that's not your style. You're not into that. Yeah. But for the people that don't know, Frank Mir basically said he hopes that Brock Lesnar's the first death or something.
Like he said he wants to kill him in the ring.
Yeah.
He said he wants to kill him. He wants to break his neck and stupid shit like that.
Now, see, this is where we disagree. I like some of that shit talking. I really do. But obviously, Frank Mir, what he said probably went too far. But I don't mind these guys going at it a little bit before the fights,
Right. But to say I want to kill him and try to break his neck in there, and and especially there's people out there that believe that could actually, oh God, he could break his neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not the greatest thing in the world to be running around saying.
I will say this for Mir.
He does dislike him though. Those two hate each other so bad. And I think that's a fight a lot of people want to see again.
Well, now, Lesnar gave Mir a pretty good beating last time they fought. And why would Mir turn around and take that chance? Because that's just going to
and talk shit.
And talk shit. That's going to just anger Lesnar even more.
You guys, I said the same exact thing.
Don't make him mad.
Yeah, I guess I should be running the league with you. I'll give you my phone number. We can work out a deal, I'm sure.
Is Mir just a lot crazier and tougher? Because again, when you see a fighter beaten, when you see a guy who has just lost a fight, it really is like, wow, man, this guy is you just watched a guy get beaten up. But is he really that crazy and that much of a tough son of a bitch that he's really going to shit talk a guy who beat him that badly?
I know. I said the same thing. He just got done fighting Lesnar, and the outcome wasn't good for him in that fight. No. And then he immediately comes right back out and starts making statements like that. But a lot of people have been talking about how obsessed Mir is now. He's completely obsessed with this fight.
So we want to see Mir Lesnar. I mean, Carwin, of course, would be great too. But I think we all want to see Mir Lesnar for the third time. They both won one. That's a perfect setup.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw the last fight with Mir, but he fought Czech Congo, and everybody was wondering because Czech's such a big guy, big strong guy, and is such a good striker. Frank Mir dropped him. Then actually submitted him instantly. I mean, he looked unbelievable. So this Carwin Mir fight's going to be very interesting.
Oh, I can't wait.
So you don't think that fight really shook his? I guess you got to say the guy's a true fucking true warrior, man. If that doesn't shake your confidence and make you not want to fight or make you meek, then probably nothing is going to.
He bounced right back from that loss, man. He looked unbelievable.
Because that was a horrible loss. Like that was, even though it didn't happen in the first round, that was uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, it was a one-sided beating.
Yeah, when you see a big guy getting beaten like that, it really is a very uncomfortable thing to watch.
Hey, Dana, you want to do something a little different today? Everybody wants to talk to you. You want to take a couple calls?
Sure, I'd love to.
All right, cool.
MMA fan, 94.
I mean, I'm still learning the thing. Jimmy has a lot more knowledge than I, but I mean, the fans really, really have questions they want to ask you. So let's go to Tom in Madison. We got Dana White on the phone. Tom, what's up?
Buddies.
Hey.
Dana, good to talk to you. I got to tell you, and I'm not trying to be a kiss ass, your honesty when you've been on O&A and just the way you approach the sport, which I kind of learning is your baby, has pulled me in. I mean, you're pulling people in with these honest interviews. My kid's been ahead of me on this curve, and I'm going back through and watching the pay-per-views that he's DVR'd in the past, and
when's
I got to tell you,
yell out, it's still real to me.
The rest of the guys act the way you did, their sports would be doing a hell of a lot better.
Thanks, man. I really apprete it.
Yeah, you could feel the passion that Dana has for this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thanks
right
again,
on.
guys.
All right, let me, let's go to, he's a regular Striker from Colorado. Striker.
Hey, morning, boys. Hey, Dana, I just want to give you a big thumbs up and a thank you for what you guys did here in Denver. Donate, for people who don't know, the UFC and the venue went together. They donated like 10 tickets or 10 pairs of tickets to a Wounded Warrior program down at Fort Carson, as well as helped with the transportation to bring 10 wounded soldiers up to watch the UFC match, and these were like front row tickets for the venue. That was really great of you guys.
Thank you, man. Pleasure.
Hey, no problem.
It's like a big ass kiss fest
Yeah,
here.
what the fuck? How about some questions?
Yeah, everybody just loves Dana.
Jesus.
Jesus, enough of the
Right.
kissing of the ass. Cigars and scotch.
Hey, Dana, love the sport. I just have a question. Have any of the fighters ever lost bowel or bladder control after being choked out?
Not that I'm aware of.
Ever?
You know, there actually is a case where Tim Sylvia was in the middle of a fight, and it was actually on Spike TV, and he shit his pants.
Did he really?
That's great.
We're just 12 years old,
Dude.
always. That rules.
Wait, what? Okay, so did it show on television or
No. And thank God, he must have had a couple pairs of shorts on because it didn't. It worked out all right.
What? Now, did that end the fight immediately, or did he continue battling?
No, the fight, kept going.
What if? I don't know who I admire more, the guy that can actually fucking tussle him, or
yeah.
You ever roll over with shit in your pants?
Oh,
It's
my
horrible.
God.
How do you fight the heart on?
You don't want to grapple with someone that shit their pants. Oh my God.
That's a warrior. Anyone that shits their pants and still dukes it out is a guy you don't want to fuck with.
He's got scrapple in his shorts, and you're grappling.
Wait, who won that fight?
I think Sylvia did.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, let me go to Lou in Jersey.
Great.
Hello?
What's
Hey,
up,
Lou.
Lou? You're on with Dana White.
Hey, Dana, how you doing?
Nice work.
Good morning.
A while back on the show, you said that Kimbo was the freak show, and you never have a guy like him on your show.
Right.
The next thing you said, he had to prove himself, and then he got his ass beat by Big Country. I was wondering why you kept giving him another chance.
No, what happened was I said, when I was talking all the smack about Kimbo, I said, the only way this guy would ever get in the UFC, because everybody was terrorizing me to put him in the UFC, so the only way this guy would get in the UFC is if he went on The Ultimate Fighter. He did it, and when he came out of The Ultimate Fighter, he fought on the finale. You know, we have lots of guys that fight on the finale, and he won. He won the fight, and now when we have our show up in Montreal, he's fighting again. He's fighting Mitrione. And one of the things that people like about this Mitrione fight is that one ain't going to the ground. There's not going to be any wrestling. Nobody's going to be trying to do takedowns, and this is going to be the kind of fight that people want to see him in the UFC.
There you go.
Cool, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. I think we have time for one or two more here. Let's go to Joe in South Carolina. They're calling from all over the country for you, Dana. Joe, what's up?
What's up, man? I got a question. Remember a while back, Dana was paying a fine at his house about his swimming pool being too big?
Oh, yeah.
You still paying that?
Are you still?
Yeah, that's still going on.
Cost of doing business.
Hey, remind us again, how big is that pool again?
It's huge. I built this huge pool, and you know what? I can't even remember how many gallons of water it is. And you want to hear a story? This is actually funny. Somebody asked about the pool. Yeah. I actually, there's all these rocks, and it looks like they're real rocks. And there's cliffs. You can jump off the cliffs. There's a rock climbing wall. You can climb up and jump off. Jeez. All this crazy stuff for my kids.
Yeah.
So it's been like 3 years now, and there's waterfalls that run down the rocks. And after a while, the water runs on it, the paint goes away, so it starts to not look like rock anymore. It turns white. So I call the guy up who built my pool, and I'm like, "Hey, Darren, can you fix these rocks? It's summer's coming. Could we get these painted?" So he says, "Yeah, Dana, you're the best. You always do all kinds of things for me. I got this one. I'm not going to charge you, right?" I'm like, "Oh, that's nice. Okay." So they come and they drain this pool, right? Now, this thing's 1 billion gallons of water, right? And we're in Las Vegas, okay? Drain the pool, and, I don't know where he thinks all this water is going to go in Las Vegas. They put it into the sewer, right? Yeah. The sewer backs up into my house and floods my entire house.
Jesus.
With sewage water, okay?
Holy
so
shit.
The $800 paint job that he's like, "Hey, Dana, you're the best. I got this one," turned into thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage in my house, and basically shit, in my house. Crazy, man.
Do you know how many of your neighbors are probably happy that happened? That'll teach them to have a pool that big.
Exactly.
We don't want to forget too. One thing is that with this, if you're in the city and you're going to the screening party at Radio City, there's a discount for Opie and Anthony fans. You go to Ticketmaster, and the UFC code is UFCOA. which is UFC ONA, UFC OA, and you get 10% off the tickets with that code for this UFC party at Radio City, where it's hosted by Stefan Bonner, and Liddell and Matt Serra are making appearances. It's an 8 o'clock show on Saturday night.
Fan friendly. How weird
really
is that?
Is, man.
You don't get much of that these days. We got Brendan, Dana. He does a lot of great stuff for us. He runs a website called wwtdd.com. Brendan, what's up? You're on with Dana White.
Hey, Dana, I'm a huge huge fan, man. You were talking about how stacked the heavyweights are right now, and I just wanted to ask, where's Todd Duffy fit in?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. He's actually, he was injured for a little while, and he's coming back here soon. This kid's a guy who's up and coming in the heavyweight division, but he's going to have to get some fights under his belt before we start talking about him, with Dos Santos and some of these other guys. But no, he's a talented guy, exciting fighter, and he's coming back real soon.
Like who do you like with Gonzaga, or who do you see fight?
It's a fight like that. Gonzaga, Czech Congo. He beat somebody like that. That starts to get him up into the mix, and then he's going to have to probably knock off one of these. All these heavyweight fights that are coming up now, like Mir and Carwin, and maybe Carwin or Mir, the loser of that fight. He starts to get some names under his belt, then he'll get in the mix.
Yeah, I think the listeners might want to know, Carwin's never had a fight get out of the first round.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, this is an interesting fight. It's a big fight. It's a big fight for Mir.
Yeah, he's the only guy with gloves bigger than Brock's.
Yeah. No. When you shake this guy's hand,
this is gonna be a tremendous
I'm telling you,
fight.
you've never seen anything like it, man. It's unbelievable how big this guy's hand is.
He's got bigger hands than Lesnar?
Bigger hands than Lesnar.
Jesus.
And people should go back and try to find that Gonzaga fight, because Gonzaga is, he's a black belt in BJJ.
Yeah.
And Gonzaga had Carwin down, pinned, and Carwin just got up and knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah, and at first when they both started going toe to toe, they were rocking each other, man, because Gonzaga rocked him too. Gonzaga's a beast, and you're right. Shane Carwin got up and knocked him out cold.
Jesus.
Yeah, like it was nothing. Was on his back to a black belt and just stood right back up and knocked him the fuck out with a half a punch.
That's why you nailed it. You're absolutely right. This fight, have you guys been watching the primetime show about Hardy and St. Pierre?
I have not.
Oh, you guys got to check it out. It's airing everywhere. It's on MSG. It's on Spike. Spike. It airs first on Spike. The last episode airs. What's today? Wednesday.
Today's
yes.
Wednesday. Yes.
Yeah, it airs tonight on Spike TV. The last episode airs tonight on Spike TV. So they'll do a little recap. So, to learn more about the St. Pierre Hardy fight, you should check it out. It's such an awesome show. It's real time. The stuff that you'll see on Spike tonight was shot actually yesterday and the day before.
Wow.
Of these guys training, and it's real time. But so when this thing started off, everybody had Hardy an 8-1 favorite. 8-1 underdog.
Right.
And I don't think people have him an 8-1 underdog now. But that fight's going to be sick. The Carwin Mir fight is incredible. Like he was just saying, and like you said before, Thiago Alves and John Fitch is going to be another good one.
So the card is great. The show is obviously it's sold out, but there is a pay-per-view. Oh, it starts at 10 o'clock, the actual pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason I was saying...
Well, there's a lot of the fights they don't throw on pay-per-view, and when I went to the Philly show, I couldn't believe that those fights weren't on pay-per-view. I was loving the fights before the actual pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah, no, the prelims are great.
Prelims, I was trying to come up with that, but I had to say, pre-pay-per-view 8 times. And I'm a broadcaster.
But you really do, man. It's an amazing event to watch live. I'm taking my nephew. He's never been live. It's an amazing fucking thing to go see live. I've seen live boxing. This is better than live boxing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? For this fight this Saturday, the prelims are actually going to air on Spike.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so the prelims, if you guys want to watch the prelims, you can watch the prelims on Spike TV. Then you go right to pay-per-view for the pay-per-view fight.
Yeah, the prelims were amazing, the last live event I went to. You're sending the helicopter for us there, Dana?
Absolutely.
Because, I could see from my apartment where this is taking place, so it would be nice if I just get a little helicopter over the river. Instead of dealing with that tunnel traffic.
The Stevie Ray Vaughan helicopter.
Thanks, Ed.
But what a smart move, by the way, to put the prelims on Spike, because people who might not remember that the fight is on will just flip through Spike and see that and go, oh, my God, the main events are coming up. and the entire card and then go to pay-per-view. That's just a
more
smart
brilliant
move.
marketing.
It really is, man. You do some really smart stuff. Like you give some away, and then it entices people to want to go and get more.
Yeah, let's take one more phone call, even though everybody is trying to get in right now. TJ in Houston. TJ, you're the last call for Dana.
Hey, Dan. Been a big fan since '99. I was wondering, did Brandon Vera actually break his orbital bone with that brutal elbow by Jones? And also, is Chris Lieben going to be coming back anytime soon?
Yeah, he did. He broke his orbital bone, man. You saw when that elbow landed, Brandon Vera is a tough guy. He's fought all the best in the world. And you just saw how hurt he was when he got hit with that elbow. And then what was the second half of your question?
It was, what was it there, TJ? Oh, Chris Lieben.
Chris Lieben, yeah. When's he coming back?
Yeah, Lieben's fighting soon. We got so many fights coming up. It's hard to keep him straight, but he's on one of our cards coming up soon. Lieben's fighting very soon.
Good deal, man. I appreciate it, Dana.
Thanks so much for the support, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Dana, we know you got to travel today.
Well,
what?
Do we have time?
Oh, Mars, did you have a question?
It wouldn't be a Dana White interview without our own Mars, who's a huge MMA fan.
And he's a martial artist.
He's a martial artist himself, and he's just terrific on the mic.
He's
Dana.
actually everything but a fixer of electrical equipment.
Yeah, we saved the best part of the interview for right now. Mars, do you have a question for Dana White?
Well, I don't have a question necessarily, but back to Jim's question in reference to Alves. He fought John Fitch before and lost to him, so this is, he's trying to make up for that. This is going to be a great fight, John Fitch and Alves.
It's nice to know Mars has Google. All right, thanks, Mars.
You have nothing for Dana White? You're a huge fan.
I have no questions. Hey, one small one, Dana. I'm going on Saturday.
Do you hear the flop sweat, Dana? This is the only reason we're doing this,
I'm going. What do you need?
I'm going on Saturday with the boys, and I'm wondering if I'll be sitting with them.
With us?
Yes.
Hell fucking no.
You'll be in the same arena.
Yeah. Yes. You should be lucky enough to be in the same arena.
Yeah, you're actually going to the cool place in New York, the Radio City version. They got you tickets.
You'll see the 2D version.
Yeah, there's a pay-per-view fucking feed into a van. You're
That's
sitting
right,
in.
right.
Does that mean I won't ride in the helicopter with you
No,
guys?
you're sitting in the same van from the Star Chamber that the bloody sneaker was found in.
Wow.
All right.
I honestly don't know where the tickets are, to be honest with you.
Dana takes care of us big time.
Yes, Dana takes care of his...
It's unbelievable. It's really nice. So.
Well, all right, listen, let's get the plugs out so we know.
He's a busy man.
Today there is a press conference. It's at 2 o'clock. Doors open at 2 o'clock. The press conference starts at 3. It's open to the public, and it is free. Dana is going to be there. St. Pierre is going to be there. Carwin is going to be there. And the UFC 111 is this Saturday night pay-per-view at 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. But the prelims are on Spike. What time do they start, Dana?
They start at 7.
Oh, 7.
Oh, they start at 7.
No, the prelims start at 9 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
9 o'clock Eastern time.
9 o'clock, so you get an hour of them, which will obviously make you want to get the pay-per-view if you forget. And it is 10 o'clock on Saturday night. And one more thing is the screening party at Radio City Saturday night. It's hosted by Stefan Bonner. Liddell is going to be there. Matt Serra is going to be there. Open to 7:15. The event starts at 8 o'clock. So I guess you're going to show, everybody's going to hang and watch all of the fights there. Assuming, right?
Yeah, the doors open up at I think it's 7:15. At 8 o'clock, Chuck Liddell goes on with Matt Serra and Stephan Bonner, and they're going to do a Q&A session with all the fans.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then at 9 o'clock they'll actually air the prelims live there, for the fans, which will roll right into the pay-per-view at 10 o'clock.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Okay, and O&A listeners get a 10% discount with the code UFCOA. And again, what's the on Spike tonight is lead up for the St. Pierre fight.
Yeah. Tonight is prime time on Spike with George St. Pierre and Dan Hardy. And seriously, if you're a fan and you haven't seen this thing, tune in tonight. Spike, check it out. It's a really great show.
Okay, buddy. Dana. Thanks a lot, Dan. Have a safe flight, man. It's very windy here in New York.
I'll see you Saturday.
See you then.
Sounds great.
Bye.
Dana White,
Bye,
everyone,
buddy.
from the UFC. Quick break, and we'll do a little radio before we get Stone Cold Steve Austin in here.
Right. He's coming.
Oh, my God.
Busy.
My goodness gracious, yes.
I got to find out about Anthony's movie watching. We cut you
A
off.
little movie watching. Nothing big, but a little movie watching.
We just talked to Dana for, 35 minutes?
Yeah, that went fast.
It really doesn't feel like 35
Let's
minutes.
get this
Wow.
Cindy Shackelford story in before Steve Austin gets here.
Shackelford.
Still lots to do.
Now, Vaginal Self-Esteem by Jim Norton.
What's better than fucking an ass while that dumb tampon string dangles, showing the vagina how replaceable it is? What's better than when the fucking tamp string is hitting your bag? And it's like the pussy going, God damn, am I easily replaceable? Do you realize I am the birthplace of life? And now that I'm not operational, the place shit comes out is working just as well. The vagina must have low self-esteem.
Opie and Anthony Show on the virus. Sirius XM.
What? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Hello? Hello?
Why Iron Maiden? For the hell of it, or is there a reason today?
They just rock, maybe?
No, it's the anniversary of
Oh, there it is.
this album coming out.
30 years ago? Get the 30 years?
For Number of the Beast?
Wow.
30 years ago today.
It's a fucking great album, too. Run of the Hills, one of the best songs ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, the soldiers in this barren waste, and
Yes.
everybody's running to higher ground.
Run to the hills. Run
to
for
the
your
hills.
life. That's what they say.
37 years ago today, Dark Side of the Moon came out for the first time.
Oh.
Little Pink Floyd.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Oh, by the way, to ask...
you didn't say it right.
What?
By the way.
By the way.
By the way.
I can't do it.
By the way.
By the way.
By the way.
I am going to be opening for Vinnie Brand at the
Tonight, the Stress Factory. Big benefit for Kenny's project graduation for his sons. They have graduation without getting drunk driving accidents. It's me, it's Otto and George, who I'm dying to see again. Fucking Florentine, Don Jameson. Of course, Vinny will put his face on there, and Chuck Manganelli, who's also very funny. It's a great show tonight. 732-545 ha ha.
That number gets me every
crazy.
time.
Every time, because it's like a laugh.
You're just laughing.
You know, I wanted to go, Jimmy, but then I got hockey tickets last minute. Islanders Rangers at the Garden, so I hope you don't mind.
Nah, dude, please.
Even though my team is way out of it, I don't even know why I'm going.
You have to get up at 5, too. If it was a weekend, it's different. But you gotta
I figured I would check out a little bit of it and then head back to the city.
I'm dying to fucking see Otto again.
Otto.
Yes,
Anthony.
Just want to bring up a couple of TV related things.
All right.
No spoilers here. Don't worry. I'm not going to do that. But if you did not see Lost,
I didn't.
And it's DVR'd, must-see episode. It was probably amongst the top episodes ever on the show, and definitely the best episode in recent memory of the program. Yeah, really good. It doesn't ruin anything by saying this, but it deals with Richard's whole story.
Okay.
The guy that just seems to be everywhere in every time, Richard Albert. Yeah, deals with his entire story, completely answers a lot of shit that people were wondering about that guy for a long time. So, very interesting episode.
He worked for a mascara company.
Yes.
And he was always dabbing it on his eyes. And then the devil took him to Spaceman Island.
Spaceman Island.
Oh, let's get that Richard Albert in his big eyes. He'll never get any older. He'll love it.
They did a close-up of his eye at one point, and it's like, that cannot be natural pigmentation on his eyes.
Of course
it's
not.
got to be mascara and eyeliner.
Yes.
I don't know what it is with that.
And then they explain why Don Wicklund looks like Corey Haim. Is that what happens?
Holy shit.
Are you happy with the last season of Lost, Ant?
Stinks.
I'm getting happy with you know something.
Last night turned it around for you.
Last night's episode was really good, and I can only hope.
I want to know when Sawyer says, "Oh, we're going to get off this island, Kate." You've been off the island, cunt teeth. You were off the island for 35 years. You moved to Schenectady, and you hopped a puddle jumper to fucking Syracuse, and you're back on the island.
Jimmy's all mad at
It's a
the
fucking
show.
annoying. It's the same storyline, and Kate's running with her muscle shirt. We get it. Oh, look, she built a plane out of bark. Fuck you, Kate. Your dumb wig hair. Fucking fat Claire, dud guest.
Dud guest. Holy shit. I love Jimmy's review of Lost.
Fucking dog shit so far.
I wish I could laugh along. I
Oh,
just
look,
don't
the
know this
pool
Lost.
of life. Let's swim in it. Uh-oh. Evil beings. Fuck you. Fucking stinks this year. Believe me, I was fucking all in with Lost. Yeah. Yeah. They better pick up the pace. Only 9 episodes left. I'm like, Jesus, 9 more? What are they going to do? I think they're just going to have a producer reading what shit is at the end. Oh, by the way, in season 2, Libby, she never came back. We're not going to explain why. They couldn't get half the actors. Walt is 57 right now. He just confessed to burning 5 teens alive in 1978 in Newark.
It's like The Sopranos with those storylines that just ended.
Oh, man.
With no wrap-up.
I've had enough of this shitty season. It's fucking horrible. These new characters in the Planet of the Apes fucking outfits. Those horrible shit vests. And, like, the kids, whoever does costuming on Lost should have their fucking feet hobbled with a stick. Because they fucking have these little hair. They're all wearing, like, the hair tie. Why is there a string tied in your hair? Does that make you look like you live in a post-apocalyptic world? Fuck you. Fuck you in Monster Man Island. Oh, look, he's the smoke thing. Enough with the smoke thing. It's awful. Fucking stinks.
Holy shit.
I hate the smoke monster.
Is this accurate, Ed?
Oh, yeah, you know, Jimmy hits it right on the head.
Oh, great.
He hits it right on the head.
It turns out that a chimney sweep is the devil. That's who the smoke thing is. It's a fucking chimney sweep. Fucking this season can suck my fucking roidy ass.
Do you have a roidy ass?
I certainly do, and if I don't, I'll just sit on the toilet until I fucking pop a few.
All right.
I like Ben this year. I like the fact that there are a lot. And then again, no. If you haven't seen any Lost this year, tune out. Turn it off, man.
We need all the listeners we could get, though, Jimmy. Why would you do that?
Monster Man Island.
But the way Carlin's back from the dead. No, holy shit! How did that happen?
It's just video.
You didn't see last night's though. So
no,
what
I
kind
will
of
watch.
Spoiler could it be? You know.
I mean, like for the season, if you haven't watched much, if you missed the last couple of weeks, you know.
That could be the worst thinning hair I've ever seen in my life. This guy on TV right now.
It looks like Henry Winkler.
What the fuck is going on with this guy's
stunt
head?
brain with a wig.
Take that, stunty. We haven't forgot about your awful hair loss.
Oh,
you may be long gone, but we still remember that horrendous hairdo of yours.
He does kind of look like him.
Sorry.
One more thing I wanted to bring up what I was watching. This movie's taken like some shit, and people have thought it was great. Definitely not Oscar worthy, and why it didn't win, but it was nominated. And the more I watch it, the better it gets. Fucking District 9.
I was gonna guess District 9.
Dude, I watched it again last night. First of all, the CGI in that is second to none. When you realize those fucking the prawns, the fucking beastly alien things, are just guys with fucking tracking ping pong balls on them when they're filming it, and they put them in, and there's so many of them interacting with real scenery and real people and stuff like that. It looks amazing. The fucking battle scenes.
They didn't overdo it at all.
They didn't overdo it, and they didn't underuse it either. You don't look like you don't watch it and go, oh, I'm watching a CGI movie. It's like the creatures are really fucking real looking.
They did it in such a way where, because most of the time if I'm watching a CGI-based movie, you know, it kind of takes you away from everything, because like you're just like, oh, look how stupid and shitty that looked.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take you out of the movie at all in this, and I was really impressed with that.
Well, then here's the question. Why did the movie fall just short? Because it seems like that's the vibe out there. Like, it falls just short. Now, I mean, it's still a good movie, but from becoming an amazing movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I mean, not like Avatar was some. I mean, Avatar obviously, you know, with the 3D effects and everything, and that's kind of what pushed it to the forefront. Although I don't think that Avatar had a unique storyline. I don't feel that District 9 had a unique storyline either. I mean, it's just another kind of those stories, just presented a little differently.
Yeah, you know what was.
And I think that's kind of what made it lack.
What was really fucking good about it, though, that fucking guy, that inspector guy, is hilarious. The more you watch that movie and realize he's the guy that has to evict the fucking aliens because they're moving them to a new place and moving them out of District 9, like in District 10 or something. When he's knocking on doors and they have like a camera following him documenting this and he talks to it, it is such an Inspector Clouseau-ish character. He's just bumbling. He's like, okay, hello. Well, the little one. The little baby one's walking around. He goes, hello, sweet, my sweet. And he throws a little piece of candy to him. And the fucking little thing throws it right at his head. He goes, you little fuck. I was being nice to you, you fuck. He's hysterical. And the more you watch it, the funnier that motherfucker gets. Here it is. This is where you see they set up a little laboratory. And this does not look like a weapon or dangerous or anything. And it squirts him in the face. He is just a bumbling ass of a character who becomes like, you know, this kind of a hero type thing at the end almost. But I think it's getting to be a better movie. It was good when I saw it. Now it's entering that. I'll probably watch it anytime it's on, like in alien territory
I'm going to have to check it out now, man.
You didn't feel that it was a little too much? I mean, to me, it felt really reminiscent of, like, Enemy Mine. You know? Where it's like the humans and the aliens have to get together, and then there's the kid that they throw into the mix. And it just, to me, it really, like, it's not the same movie at all, but it had the same elements.
Well, the good thing about it, though, was that, as opposed to Enemy Mine, it just looked good, thank God. And they kind of played it off a little goofier than that. It wasn't so serious, that whole, you know, we'll help you kind of a thing. And it was pretty much just him trying to help the aliens. No one else gave a flying fuck.
Let me jump in here. You sure you weren't drunk, Anthony? Because Greg in Boston says this movie is just horrible.
Well, Greg in Boston is an asshole.
Greg?
What was your problem, Greg?
Hey, guys. I would have to say that this movie, I went to see it in the movie theater. I thought the trailer looked really cool.
Yeah.
And when I watched the movie, I was incredibly bored, and I realized that the trailer was pretty much made up of the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Now, have you watched it again?
I don't think I want to do that to myself.
See, I know. Okay, now I kind of felt like that when I first saw it. I was almost let down because, like, the trailer looked really good, and it didn't really live up to the trailer. But it's one of those movies like that. The more you watch it, the funnier it fucking gets. Like, that guy is a hoot. He's a hoot at the beginning of that fucking movie before he starts really falling apart. And then showing him with the weapon, where they wrap his hand around the weapon and he's shooting the pigs, and then they bring a prawn in, and just that they're calling them prawns. Like, there are certain things in that movie that are fucking funny as shit if you don't take it as a serious, like, science fiction the whole time.
The only thing about the whole, excuse me, sorry.
I don't know what it was about going into it. I had really just went to see it based on the trailer. So I'm sitting there going, you know, where's the action?
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Who's, by the way, excuse me, whose hot bagel is this? Opie, is this yours?
Oh, no. I'm starving.
I didn't touch it, dude. The guy just put it in front of me.
I'm starving.
Yeah, I didn't touch it. No.
You're not going to?
No, I got to fuck with your food.
Oh, thank God.
Dumbbell just gave me a hot bagel.
Not today, because I'm dying.
I don't mess with food.
I really need food today.
Yeah. Enjoy that bagel.
Let's go to Peter in Massachusetts. Peter.
How's this?
Peter?
This is a short film that actually the guy that did the movie, Neil Bloggenkamp or whatever his name is.
Yeah, this is what Peter Jackson saw.
Yeah, this is the short film that Peter Jackson saw that Peter Jackson then said, well, now you have to make a movie because this looks too cool.
Make a goddamn movie.
It's called Alive in Joburg or Joburg. I don't know how you pronounce it, but if you want to pop that into YouTube.
Very Half-Life video game looking.
Well, I'm gonna do the District 9 now, and I'll check it out. Let's go to Eddie in St. Louis. Eddie.
Hey, how you doing, guys? It's a real privilege to be on the show. I'm going to try not to alienate everybody because I'm not talking about hockey today. Did you guys hear about the NFL making the rule changes?
Ah, yes.
Now, I'm embarrassed to say I know they made a rule change. I don't know what the rule change is.
This is fascinating.
You have to have the same number of white players now as black players.
Actually, more white players than blacks. Which
going back to more white than black.
I kind of like
going old school.
This is the field goal fucking problem with overtime. Sudden death overtime. You do the coin toss. The one team that gets the coin toss usually marches down the field, kicks the field goal. Game over. Game over.
The other side never even had a shot.
New rule. If they kick the field goal, the other team gets the ball and gets a chance to go up the field and do the same thing. If the team that wins the coin toss gets a touchdown, game over.
Game over.
They don't get a chance to get another touchdown. So now if both teams get the field goal, it goes into the standard version of sudden death like it is now. So then the first team would get it again, and if they kick a field goal, they win the fucking game.
Are you feeling all right?
Why?
You don't care about sports that much.
I knew that if I called up about football, we could get Anthony involved.
No, Anthony's not a big football fan. I mean, he watches, but
I'm not like basketball. I don't know anything about basketball.
But
Don't ask me about brackets or anything.
You just nailed that.
But because we were talking about it, and I thought like it definitely needed a change. We were talking about how sudden death with that is a field goal away from winning a game after a long fucking game of the guys duking it out, and you get nowhere because
kind of not fair.
The kicker gets out there and takes care of it.
And the reason it's not fair because it depends on the coin toss a lot.
Yeah. So this, I think it's pretty good.
I like it. It's a nice compromise.
I think only
they don't do that.
4 owners voted against it. I think.
Which 4?
I'm not sure.
Just they have to be different.
Yeah.
What's the college rule, Eddie? Is it similar?
Eddie.
I honestly am not a big fan of college sports. I'll tell you why. You could have the best goddamn team in the world, and then 2 years later, you got jack shit.
Yeah, well, that's true.
By the way,
it happens these days too.
With salary caps and free agency.
Yeah.
I don't. Anthony missed one thing about the rule, though. It's
did I?
Yes. It's if the field goal is kicked, and it's if it's more than 50 yards. They don't have to let the other team have the ball. They actually all go home.
I thought if the ball went through the uprights and landed in some gentleman's hat, that the losing team had to play with marmalades on their helmets.
I stand corrected. They have a fedora in the end zone.
Fedora.
If you kick it into the fedora, you win a Quincy box set. And a case of rickets.
I think the college rule is
go ahead, you
get a shortened quarter.
Yeah, right over the laptop. Excellent. It's more college rule talk. Sorry, what's that? What's the GPA there? Boo.
Yeah, that's perfect timing for college football talk, Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Ed, cool. Call back with some fucking
oh god
college
damn
sports.
Kind of like you move past Anthony's thing way too fast, though. Imagine the team kicks the field goal, and then the other team has to play with marmalade on their
helmets.
So hopefully tie it or win the game.
And they can't do anything because there's too many flies in front of them.
Yes, the sweet marmalade would be drawing flies.
Just completely humiliate the other team and force them to spread marmalade on their helmets.
Well, then they release starving people onto the field, and they're all licking marmalade off the helmets.
Lick the helmets.
Interfering.
Yeah, you lick that helmet.
Because they get orange marmalade on their fucking hungry fingers.
Hey, what about this Spanish in Lost? They're speaking a lot of Spanish. Someone brought up. They couldn't wait around, but have the shows in Spanish. Nothing on that.
I don't know.
Hey, Cindy Shackelford. Wow.
Is she the married wife?
Yeah, she sued her husband's mistress for $9 million, and I believe she won.
Yeah.
What is this about?
There's a very obscure law. It has something to do with, and again, I'm quoting it wrong, but removal of affection or something like that. What is it? Do we know exactly?
I got to find the exact
interference with affection.
It'll probably
it's only in a few states. It's in like one of the Carolinas, Utah, or it might be Virginia. It's like in 4 states, I think.
I think it'll be in the story here. This is an easy one. We just have to listen.
And joining us now is Cindy Shackelford and her attorney, William Jordan, who join us this morning from Raleigh, North Carolina. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Cindy, let me start with you. Your husband sent a letter to the local paper, and he said numerous affairs that he had, numerous affairs going back to the first 2 years of marriage. He cited significant problems in the marriage, including 3 rounds of marital counseling that failed. Were you aware of your husband's other affairs, and what was the state of your marriage, Cindy?
I had absolutely no knowledge of any of his other affairs. We had a great marriage.
Oh, I bet you did.
He was very affectionate.
Was he?
We have 2 wonderful children. I mean, this is all a shock to me. It's all a shock to anybody that knows him and anybody that knows me.
Wow. Hearing her voice, I don't blame the guy.
Yeah.
Her voice is horrible.
And, if everything was so hunky-dory there, where was the problem? Why was he going elsewhere?
We're a family. Could you guys meet with Pro Flowers?
She showed her true friendship. Jesus. We leave K-Rock. We haven't heard from her since.
Oh, like we won't be working somehow with her again.
No.
She's like a bad penny. She's like a bad penny. She keeps blowing everyone. Oh, wait a minute. Doesn't make sense.
Oh, God. Thank God I edited myself.
Oh, damn, Jimmy's going. Oh, he's getting pen. He's putting pen to paper. Jimmy's putting pen to paper.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not.
I like how he says, "No, I'm not." And then you hear a Sharpie.
Yeah, then you hear a Sharpie squeak. Jimmy's writing. Okay. It's kind of a long one. I'm very excited to read this from Jimmy Norton. Right after the line, she's like a bad penny.
No, I'm just...
Oh, shit! All right. That is so fucking evil.
Oh, my God. What did she do to you?
I love her.
Wow.
Oh. Wow.
$9 million. How shocked were you when you heard that amount?
I was surprised. It was totally up to the jury.
I want to ask your attorney, Will Jordan, about that. How did the jury arrive at this verdict?
Well, it's a loss of support. It's damages for emotional distress, the loss of society and companionship. Cindy's husband was a very successful attorney with a very substantial income, and her life was turned upside down economically.
This will be obviously overturned on appeal. The fact that she would sue the mistress, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that makes
an
no
old law.
sense. No sense at all.
Alienation of affection. Thank you, Danny, is the term. This sounds like balderdash. Excuse my French.
Watch it.
Never played Boulder Dash?
Boulder Dash.
It's horrible.
That's Boulder Dash.
I suck at it.
I like playing Pictionary and doing everything like by point. Like I just grab my dick. I like playing Pictionary in front of elderly relatives, and they have to keep trying to guess. Like, let's just say the word is a mockingbird.
Yes.
I just stand up and I'll start like twisting my cock through my jeans while I wear sweats, and I'll just twist my cock. And then I just keep guessing. Twisted ankle, injury.
Did they ever guess
Never.
correctly? No,
never.
It's by twisting your dick.
Yeah, or I'll just outline the helmet in my fucking white spandex shorts and make the elderly relatives stare at it and guess. How is that a bridge over the River Kwai?
Oh, fuck.
This is a great way to kind of sexually assault someone without getting in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Cindy, I would imagine this is more than just about money. That you said that Ann Lundquist intentionally sought to break up your marriage. How can you prove that? How did you prove that?
Exactly.
Well, intentionally, the first I met her at her home. My husband introduced me to her as his wife. She knew that we were married. I have emails. I knew that he was taking her home from work, from the office. And I didn't think it sounded right when it kept continuing. And he said she was just a good friend. And it just kept going. My message to people is, if your gut is that something's going on, follow it quicker than I did.
I'm not saying he's not a shitty husband, but do the courts have to get involved for $9 million?
Of course they do. $9 million.
Bunch of fucking dumb wives probably on the thing. She deserves some money. If your spouse is fucking somebody else, deal with it with your spouse.
Yeah. Maybe it's your fucking fault.
Maybe your pussy smells like fucking turnips.
Yeah. I'm sure there are numerous circumstances where the guy is just being a fucking scumbag, and that's that.
Absolutely.
I don't think any monetary reward should be there for that, but that's just what happens. But then there's also just scumbaggy fucking raggy shit women that aren't good at what they're fucking supposed to do. Bye!
And Cindy, what's your final message this morning to a spouse who is unfaithful?
Well, my main message is to all those women out there that might have their eyes on some guy that is married, to not come between anybody. If someone's divorced, that's one thing, but as long as a couple is still living together as man and wife, still the same home, the same bedroom, the same bed, lay off. I mean, it's not good to go in there and get in between that. It hurts the children. My children are devastated. I'm devastated. I thought Al and I joked about sitting on rocking chairs and having a glass of wine or whatever and talking about what our children did when they were little.
Sounds great.
That's never going to happen now.
Sounds like a blast. Suck his dick, dummy.
I guess he gave up the rocking chair because he wants to fuck someone in the butt. Oh, well, tee-hee. Sorry.
The rocking chair.
Rocking chair.
We actually talked about the rocking chair. And we would talk about what our children were doing.
That sounds like a thrill a minute to a guy. Shut it. He wanted to fuck someone.
It's amazing how rocking chair dreams will be given up for some girl without a gag reflex.
Yeah, rocking chair goes out the fucking window. I love whores, so I need a rocking chair once. Fuck you in your rocking chair.
Exactly.
Sit there alone, you old biddy.
Yeah, why don't you tape a fist to it and sit on it?
Yeah, get a fucking plunger, one of those suction cup dildos and stick it on there to satisfy yourself in your old age.
Spend $1 out of your $9 million on rocking chair dildos.
As your husband's just fucking people. Oh, man. That dream of fucking growing old like that and that whole thing.
You don't like that dream, man?
Stop it. No.
Never works out that way.
It's not that way. You know, people can grow old together and stay married. You see it happens all the time. But they sure as shit aren't, it's not like in the movies where they're sitting there on a patio or a porch on a rocking chair staring off into the distant sunset talking about how great their life was. Shut up. They're complaining about each other.
Well, funny you should say that, Amp, because it leads to the next story. A couple that grew old together.
Oh, yeah?
Let me tell you how this one ended.
Fucking sucking down Activia and shitting themselves.
Well,
if I see that commercial one more time, my God, Jamie Lee Curtis and her shit yogurt. That's great. You see those people eating it, and then they have to do the hand motion. They do a little hand motion like they're shitting.
Yeah.
And it really helped me out.
Oh.
We get it. You shit yourself.
Yes.
Good.
Are you breakdancing, or did you just shit into your loafers, madam? With that fucking Charlie Watts hairdo.
Jamie Lee Curtis. What the hell happened?
Let me show you how it's supposed to happen.
She hit a wall in a rocket sled.
Huh?
No? You ever see a rocket sled? They go fast.
No.
No. And this is a story where it has that ending.
All right.
This is the rocking chair ending. 90-year-old New York man charged with killing 89-year-old wife.
See?
A 90-year-old man has been charged with killing his 89-year-old wife in their home in a retirement community in Western New York in what police will describe only as an apparent domestic dispute. Virginia's body was discovered Sunday morning by a relative who called police. Her husband, John, was found in the apartment with self-inflicted wounds and was taken to a hospital. He just couldn't take it anymore.
No.
He couldn't fucking take it.
He couldn't take it.
Mm-hmm. Charged with second-degree murder and has been transferred to jail.
She enticed me. She enticed me.
My entire life.
He just couldn't wait to kill that bitch.
Oh, no.
Finally had it. Well, because what happens with the old couples, you got a nice big house so you can avoid each other, and then eventually the kids step in and go, all right, look, it's time. We got to move you to the fucking home. And they move you into a one-bedroom.
Yeah.
And now they're on top of each other going, what the fuck?
Just bickering. They don't fight or argue. Old people bicker.
Mm-hmm.
They were bickering with each other before he fucking plunged the knife into her chest. Bickering. Shut up.
Shut up.
Sit there with their fucking their old people problems. That happens every time you go to the diner. I talked about this before too. You can't sit at a fucking diner without some fossil couple or fossil women sitting near you, and all they talk about is disease,
medication,
death, medication. Who's fucking got this lopped off? Who fucking... Enough already. Shut up. I'm trying to eat. Ugh. Yeah, did you hear... The second I'm sitting there and I hear, Did you hear about Morris? And what, he got a fucking ice pick in the back of his neck. His wig fell off. Enough.
Yeah, Stephen S. from Bayshore writes, she's probably still bitching at him about forgetting Valentine's Day back in 1948.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Joe Biden cursing some more.
A little more?
Yeah, a little more, actually.
Oh, my good God.
He's a potty mouth.
He sure is. I don't know what
kind of example is that to set.
Does he have to do an apology, you think, for the...
Yeah, why wouldn't he have to? I mean, you know what kind of an example the vice president is? The president, the vice president. These are true role models in our country. Not your sports stars who, when they curse on mic, they are chastised by everybody in the media.
They're in the middle of a game. There's a lot of fucking adrenaline.
That's what you're supposed
passion.
to be cursing.
They have to pay fines and stuff.
Yeah, they pay huge fines for cursing and shit like that. Yeah, let's see that happen. Biden steps up, signing a goddamn bill, and he's fucking... It's just fucking huge. Yeah, fuck.
Unbelievable. He should go on.
Holy fuck.
He should go on and just apologize and go, I'm fucking sorry for saying fucking. That wasn't fucking right.
Yeah, you know, I'm really sorry about that. I shouldn't have fucking said that. That shit.
I know you're not a big Biden or Obama fan, but you got to appreciate that Biden saying fucking on live TV.
That was just, this is a fucking great bill. It's huge. Holy, it's giant. You motherfucking, I can't believe you got it passed, you fucking. Holy, what a great day for everywhere. I don't think there's one that could ever even think they can accomplish something now. Because this is some bill. And you are some... Yeah, this bill is really going to help the...
Why do you do this bit to start the show? This is the bit.
Fucking Biden.
Love him.
I don't really
officially
enjoy the Joe Biden, but yeah, leave him alone. Who gives a shit?
Officially, we're done. Now the F word is
it should just be commonplace now.
At this point, yeah. But here's Biden maybe cursing.
Hello, folks. My name's Joe Biden. I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania. I'm a senator because the first guys to me in 1972 were the United Steelworkers of America. The only reason I'm a senator. This is my Jill, or actually I'm her. And I'll introduce the next two people in their order of importance. The first and most important part, Michelle Obama. Did you hear her at the convention? I tell you, man, I always liked Barack, but I her.
See, it's not the first time, man.
He's out of control.
He's just out of control.
Oh, boy, they do call him a loose cannon, and now I can see why. Wow.
Oh, and you missed it yesterday? We didn't do this clip justice. We're kind of stalling. We're going to have Stone Cold Steve Austin on in a few minutes. Patrick Kennedy, Allergy Boy, talking about...
oh, dude, I love this.
You brought this to everyone's attention. We played it yesterday. Patrick Kennedy talking about how huge this health care reform bill is.
What's wrong with him?
Well, he suffers from hives and allergies.
Asthma.
He needs his inhaler. My father.
I salute President Obama. He has been the...
I salute President Obama. He has been such a great for this country.
I salute President Obama. He has been the president and even more than my father could have ever imagined. And this speaker that I've supported, Speaker Pelosi, worked hard. She's an unsung hero. Her ambition is for children in this country, all of whom are going to get covered under this bill. And it's my hat is off to her. She's really provided moral and political leadership and worked. And I can't say enough about how proud I am to be part of a Congress with Nancy Pelosi as our Speaker.
Part of a Congress. The Speaker, Nancy Pelosi. Pelosi.
It's like Paul Lynn and a young Jimmy Stewart getting together or something. He needs to take one big deep breath before he talks.
Take a breath.
Instead of this
slow down.
He's talking in shallow breathing at the same Christ. I'm just gonna try to get a little air
Keep your
in
chin
between
up.
my words. Don't mind me as I shallow breathe.
Who lost to him?
Yeah. But it's so, I mean, whether you love or hate the Kennedys, those guys know how to fucking speak in public, and now they got this guy.
There's the legacy that's left from this. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask not what your country can do.
Jesus Christ.
It's like a Hey Abbott bit.
Speaker Pelosi. Hit him in the chest with your gavel. Help a guy out.
Knock the wind into him.
Yeah, really. He needs the wind knocked into him. How do you do that?
I don't know. You got to get one of those big things the gardeners use to fucking do pesticide shit.
Yeah.
Put that in his mouth and
stop you spilling it.
Yeah, exactly.
Get that thing. Speaker Pelosi. Pelosi. Jesus Christ. Guy's a mess.
Nice lungs, Dick.
Oh. Jiminy Cricket. What's wrong with that guy?
Guy's done more for people
Kennedys.
than we'll ever do.
What a cursed
We're
family.
making fun of his oxygen intake.
Cursed.
Stone Cold Steve Austin is here. Walking down the hall. So why don't we take a really quick break?
Wow.
And get ready for the Stone Cold Steve Austin interview.
Well, is he bringing Steve's walking him down?
Yeah. Why don't we just
You want
go
to keep
on?
going?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
You want to keep going? I might have to walk out and take a little piddle.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. I have to pee too.
So should we? What do you want to do?
Well,
He's 5 minutes. What do you want to do?
How
He's
short
right
of a break
outside.
can we take?
You take a break because you're going to bring him in.
How about we? What do you want to do?
What's the shortest break we could take?
What's the shortest break we could take?
If you want, we could take a 4-minute break.
Perfect.
All right, we'll take a
4 lousy minutes, and then
Go
we'll
for
get Stone Cold
4-minute.
Steve Austin. We'll be right back. I fucking love this guy. Opie and Anthony, we got Stone Cold Steve Austin in the studio. It's been a while. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
Yeah,
haven't
good to
seen you in a
see
while.
you. Do you miss the wrestling?
You know what? Everybody that asked me that question.
I'm sorry.
I always tell them, no. It's just I've been away from it long enough that I got it out of my system. Now, when I look back on it, I've got a lot of great, wonderful memories.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, when I went back to host Monday Night Raw the other day, you know, the system has changed. It's a PG show now. But it was fun just hanging in the back, talking to the guys, swapping those stories. You know, they're asking me stuff about what I'm doing out in L.A., and I get to talk about, you know, what's going on the road, who's doing what, who's upcoming. You know, get the lowdown. Being in front of a crowd was a great time, but I'm done with it, and I love it. I still love it, but I'm done.
We miss you. I mean, I got to say that. 'Cause
Well, you know what?
there was a time when it was The Rock, Stone Cold, Mick Foley. Those were the days. And
You know
the
what it is?
storylines. They didn't go
Yeah.
PG. I know Vince had to
PG
do what
thing
it
is
had to
a
do,
fun one.
but I mean, you guys did some great stuff.
The beer drinking and stuff like that.
You know what? But I think the way I pushed the envelope very aggressively, you know, with the middle fingers, the alcohol, the language, and the brutality. You know, I really like to lay my stuff in, but you can only go down that road so far, and we took it to a zenith.
Yeah.
But you can't continue to go down that road to try to expand. So they pulled back, went to PG. It's a more kid-friendly show these days. It's a little bit more corporate-friendly. You know, they're going to get some money in on that, but it's a whole different ball game. And you know, I think really everything has been cleaned up. I mean, this is sports entertainment we're talking about, but even football has been, everything's been cleaned up.
Everything. That is correct. I mean, Stone Cold went too far when he drove a Mack truck into the arena. I'll never forget that. I don't think anything was more impressive than that. I know these are old stories. I'm sorry.
No,
we haven't seen it in a while.
Look, you got to understand that each
How
time,
the fuck did the arena allow that?
I don't know.
You getting into a big rig and driving into the arena.
One time, I can't remember where we were, but all of a sudden I was going to drive a monster truck into the building. And I crushed a car in the parking lot, which they just purchased. It was a Lincoln Continental. I crushed that.
Yeah.
Driving into the arena, there's about 6 inches of gap between those big monster truck tires and the guardrails of the human beings that were watching the show. Right. I've got my foot on 1,800 horsepower, and it's like the old Toyota Prius hit the gas and it's going to take off on me.
Yes.
So, and I just learned how to drive that truck 10 minutes before we went live TV, and all of a sudden, that red light goes on, it's sink or swim, and I always say 99.9% of the time, I'm going to swim.
Yeah, because you weren't really driving those trucks at all. I guess it was before lawyers, because lawyers have a tendency of wrecking everything.
We can ruin a lot of things.
We feel the effects of lawyers all the time on this radio show, And you're right about the football, because I love the touchdown dances. I love all that crazy shit, and they're trying to clean it up and make it kid friendly.
Well, some of the touchdown celebrations
it's
get on my nerve a little bit.
Yeah, but that guy's going to get hit pretty hard.
When they make it about themselves,
right?
Yeah. Remember when Earl Campbell or Barry Sanders, two of my favorite running backs, used to cruise into the end zone, or Earl Campbell just demolished the entire team cruising into the end zone, and he just dropped the ball and just kind of trotted back over to the sideline or did what he did. And to me, that was class. And that was like, everybody knew he was a badass. He didn't have to celebrate. And he was the man.
That said so much more when someone would just do that.
Yeah.
Just let the ball fall to the ground and go, hey,
right.
Just did that.
Yeah, hi.
Let the scoreboard talk.
Tom Landry used to find players. I think he was like one of the first coaches to really be adamant about no celebrating, no spiking with his dumb hat. I was a Cowboy fan, but I was annoyed.
Well, it was funny. Well, it wasn't funny, probably not funny to him, but when Jerry Jones came in and fired Tom Landry, that ticked a lot of people
30
off.
years into a 31-year deal or something?
It was just one of those things. And
it was time, wasn't it?
It was time for him to move on.
And he booted Ed Jones. That was a big thing, because Ed Jones had some consecutive, it was something, and you're like, what a dick this guy is. But, then 3 championships in 4 years, and then the salary cap set in, and, didn't work out well after that.
It was good to see Ed Too Tall Jones in a Geico commercial.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Is Ed Too Tall Jones?
Oh, yeah, was he
tall?
He was getting weight or something, right?
They were measuring him.
I love those spots.
Well, I'm surprised his boxing career didn't work out. Didn't he box?
Tried.
Yeah.
He boxed once.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
But, I always think that football players are the best athletes in the world, but man, when you try to go from football into boxing or fighting, it doesn't really work out so well.
What's his name? MMA.
Well, Herschel Walker is an anomaly. He's one of those guys that's just he's going to be built until he's 90. There's no fat on the guy. But even him, I think, in high-level MMA competition would have a problem, even though he's in amazing shape.
At high level, he got on the bandwagon a little bit late. I know he's always done his karate and all that stuff, and a great respect for Herschel Walker. I'm a big fan, but crossing over into that, I don't know how high he can take it.
No,
because pure black belts in MMA they're devastating fighters, but against those guys in MMA, you have to have a lot more, I think, than just being an amazing karate or martial artist.
And let's point out that it looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin could still kick some serious
Dude,
ass.
I'm looking at his hands the whole time. Your thumbs.
You don't have to work out anymore. Why don't you enjoy your life?
He's got thumbs like my femur. Dude, he could knock you out by slapping you. You're a big-handed man.
I'm actually growing this thumbnail back. I was on the last movie I was filming in Vancouver. First day of filming, I got a cup of coffee in my hand, and I'm leaving my trailer to go get some makeup on, and I slam my thumb in the door, not on the hinge side of the door, so it really hurts, and it actually shut the door.
Oh, shit.
And so I won't go into the list of expletives.
Wow. And he pulled the trailer 20 feet before he realized.
When you're doing it, it's like Fred Flintstone, when they get a bump or something, it just kind of pulses and explodes like that. It was a great day at the office, and I'm just now growing that nail
How
back.
big? Can I see how big? Like, if you put your hand up next to in a fit.
Jesus. It's like twice the size of yours, Jimmy.
That's called a man's hand.
It really is.
Jimmy's.
He should be walking me into a park and getting me cotton candy with hands that big. I'm like, a fucking 8-year-old.
See, we like to think we're tough guys until guys like you come in, and then we're humbled and we're like, oh fuck it.
Yeah, but come
do whatever
on.
he wants to us if he wants to.
I got to play a tough guy on TV for a long, long time. But you know, and I'm a big fan of the UFC. I still watch WWE, but I'm a big UFC fan, and so like when
Who's your favorite?
I'm a tough guy. You know, hell, those are the tough guys.
Who do you like in the UFC?
Man, I like a lot of them. There's an upcoming card we were just talking about. I mean, GSP's probably my favorite fighter right now. Pound for pound, he's very, very exciting. Anderson Silva, I love that guy. Fedor, of course, he's not with UFC, but I mean, Fedor's one of my favorite fighters. I really, because I knew Brock, I worked with him, and I think he's such a special physical talent. When he gets through putting it all together, and if he can come back from this thing that he's coming back from.
He's training again.
People don't understand how badass that guy is, just as a human genetic wonder.
Yeah. Was he scary? Was he scary in the wrestling world? Because, I mean, you guys are protecting each other, and you're not really. I mean,
everybody that stepped into the ring with him knew that he was strong as a damn ox. I mean, that's just the way it is. And he's very explosive in it. And I talked to Randy Couture when I was filming Expendables, and I asked him a million questions about MMA and all that stuff. And he said the thing that surprised him about Brock when they fought was just how long he could extend. And, once he threw a punch, it just kept coming. Jesus. And I don't think he was ready for that.
Obviously, time is what it is, but would you have been interested in doing stuff like that, back in the day?
Back in the day, if I could have started learning that, when I was 10.
Right.
Or, back in the day, if I would have been exposed to that, I would have loved to have it. I have the mentality and that competitive killer instinct. I've got the mental capacity for the disposition. That being said, I'm not saying I have the physical talent.
Right.
Well...
Yeah, it's pretty impressive what those guys do.
Yeah, knowing what to do, I think you have the power behind you. But
I told Dana maybe I'm going to make. Well, I can't make a comeback because I've never been. I'll make a start. Yeah, me and Herschel.
There you go, Herschel.
I mean, you're making movies now, but Dana White could use someone like you. I mean, you would be a great spokesperson.
Well, you know what? It's interesting. Brock has just been on board not too long, but he's really probably their biggest drawing card.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that they're working on. They're building stars. I mean, they got to build great fighters, but on top of being a great fighter, once you start running your mouth before or after a fight, I mean, that's ticket sales. Your talent's got to be the steak, and the promo and the personality has got to be the salt and pepper on that steak. But you got to have all three to really sell tickets. And I think Brock has all that. And I think a couple of the guys do as well, but I think he's at the front.
You're right. They do need those superstars, the names that bring the people in.
They're coming up.
Wow, that guy, he's a real badass and stuff. And they are. They're coming up. I mean, it's still a young sport.
Well, the guys like Chuck and Tito were a little older. By the time the sport became massive, Chuck was pushing 40, and again, he helped make the sport like what it is in the mainstream. But it's like by the time the sport is as big as it is, a lot of these guys are a little bit older, so they have to bring younger.
I feel
guys.
like he just missed it, right?
Well, but
that was the biggest.
I know, but it seemed to get bigger after his prime.
He'll be the spokesman now. He won't have to fight every. I think he's fighting again. He's fighting.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know who he's fighting. But say, what are you doing, Chuck? Just relax. Show your bag in a fucking Reebok commercial. How great is it to be Liddell? Just shows his fucking ass cheeks, and that's a great commercial.
Would you do the naked workout for Reebok?
Yeah, I think I'll pass. What are you making a comedy or what?
Did you see the ad we're talking about?
Yeah, I saw it. I was doing a show in L.A. and they showed a clip of him. I guess him and his girl. He was doing some leg presses.
Yeah.
that's all I haven't eaten breakfast yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't need the behind.
I don't know if I want breakfast.
Did you see the pull-ups from behind? That's where you saw his cheeks and his fucking bag. I was like, wow, that Liddell's in good shape.
And how do you spot a guy nude from behind when he's doing chins and he can't get that last rep? You just kind of goose him in the sack or the ass.
Get him up one more. Come on, one more. Holy shit.
But he's a guy who likes, I think, Chuck, I don't think he needs the money. I mean, he's a guy who just likes to, he's a tough fuck, man. He likes to fight.
Yeah, he does like to fight.
And he's a guy who just probably is not happy unless he's getting ready to fucking knock somebody's teeth out.
You saw when he would win a fight, what he would do. He would literally go insane in the ring, make that face, roar like an animal. Loved it.
He is an animal.
Yeah. I think, once a fighter, always a fighter. Yeah. And, I think... Randy's branching out. He's doing some acting, and he's been pretty busy, actually. But maybe Chuck has some aspirations to do that, too. But I think those guys, when that is, who and what you do and what you are, and they're fighters. And I just think they always want to fight no matter what happens.
Do you Oh, go ahead, Dave.
No, I was going to ask him about taking any bumps and making damage.
Well, he lost his fucking finger, basically. Just told that story.
I lost my finger walking to the makeup trailer. That's how tough this fucking set was. Forget about it. We had to bring UFC guys in. That's how tough the movie was.
Yeah, I would assume,
Actually, we were. There was a little brutality on the movie set. One of the guys, all the fighters in the movie were MMA guys with real fight backgrounds. And I was fighting with one of them, and he just kept backing up. So I kept moving forward. And then they put a guy in there named Paul Lazenby, who's an MMA guy and former pro wrestler and a super sweetheart guy. And Paul doesn't walk backwards. He stands right there. And so I'm throwing a flurry of punches at him, and I like to pride myself on being able to come pretty close to another guy's face, beak, eye, whatever, and not touch him. Well, I got a little too close, a little too slick, trying to make it look a little too good. And with my left pinky on a left hook, I just moved his nose about 2 inches to the other side of his face. And I'm looking at him. The camera's on my face. It's on his back. And I just look at him and I say, oh, shit. And he just looks at me and says, keep going. I kept swinging at him. And then about 10 seconds later, gallons of blood. Okay, not gallons, but a couple of pints of blood just fell out of his nose. And we were laughing about it, so I taped up my hand and put my arm in a sling to make him feel a little bit better.
Make him feel better. Yeah, I hurt myself on your nose.
Those are man's men, though. Like, guys like, hey, you get a broken nose, they laugh about it later. Fucking lunch.
Whatever.
Oh, I'd be in court with a lawyer crying like a girl.
Well, let's go slam our thumbs in some doors and get a drink.
See, that's going to be the new guy thing. Yeah. Hey, what are you guys doing tonight? We're going to get drunk. We're going to get drunk and slime our thumbs in some fucking doors.
Yeah.
I would just assume with a movie like this where there's so many fights, where you're fighting so many people, that, you will connect every so often with somebody, or someone connect with you.
It's okay to sink the body shots in, because, we did in pro wrestling. But, when really you're just making swings and they go by a guy's face and using the camera to control depth. Right. I mean, you can make it look good without, actually killing a guy like I did. But what are you going to do? And in the last movie that I just finished with Sylvester Stallone, he wrote it, directed, he starred in it, he was moving the cameras around, he was catering. No, he did everything in the movie. And we fight for about 2 days, and I'm in there in this warehouse in New Orleans. It's hotter than hell with the fight guys learning this damn fight. Sly's out directing and doing everything that he's doing. So it comes time to do the fight, and it's not working real well because I know the fight, and, well, let's just say he doesn't know as well as I do. How politically correct was that? So anyway, we're mixing it up, and, he says we have to redesign a few things, and we're kind of learning it on the fly. And we beat the shit out of each other. And then, I'm trying to be careful with him because I'm number 12 on the call sheet. He's number 1. I get it. Stone Cold is taking care of Rocky, okay? But he keeps telling me, Steve, crank it up. We got to make this look good. I said, all right, you son of a bitch, crank it up. And anyway, it turns out I'm sitting on a deer stand a few weeks ago when my phone starts blowing up. Stone Cold breaks Stallone's neck. What the hell is all this from, And I'm thinking, when I think of broken neck, I think death and destruction.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had him in some kind of chokehold, and he told me to cinch down, and I guess I snapped a rivet or a bone in his neck. So he had a screw or a plate put in his neck, and I got the credit for it.
All right.
Was he angry at you?
No, he wasn't angry. I probably won't be in this next movie, but he was angry at me.
He's in great shape, too, right?
Oh, he's in great
Isn't he
shape.
like 60 now?
Yeah,
I think he just turned 60.
He has to be.
Yeah, he's 60 or whatever. I walked in his office before I got the job, and he had veins on top of veins. And I looked at the guy. I said, "Dude," I said, "What are you, 3 or 4%?" He goes, "About 3."
Oh shit!
No. He's lean. He's very lean. And God bless his ass. Every time I went to the gym in Brazil, he was already down there. So he works his ass off.
Now, Steve, I acknowledge you're a very famous guy, but let's be honest with each other. You meet Sylvester Stallone for the first time. You're starstruck, right?
No, I wasn't starstruck.
Not at all? Nobody does that to you?
No, because I figured he was lucky to meet me. I mean,
it's Rocky, though. Come on.
When I went in there, I was really looking forward to meeting the guy because, hell, man, back in '76 when Rocky came out, I walked into the theater. I grew up in a town of 5,000 people. I walked to the damn theater, and then, you ran home. Yeah. I got up the next morning and drank a bunch of eggs, and I was running down the street. And so, next thing you know, here I am walking into his office in Beverly Hills and just shooting a breeze with him. And the guy was super cool. We had a lot of common stuff, nutrition, working out, and all that junk. He's a guy's guy. Mm-hmm. I'm a big watch fanatic, so is he. So we just started, shooting the shit, and he offered me the part, and I took it, and Hell, I walked out of there and I called my guys and I said, hell, I guess Stallone just offered me the part. I thought we were going to talk about it, and he just said, okay, do you want to be in this movie? I said, well, shit, yeah. It's going to be the coolest movie of 2010.
Well,
I'm proud of Damage, but this is a big budget movie with a lot of cats. The Expendables.
Oh yeah, who else? There's a lot of people in it. Didn't Schwarzenegger do a part in that? Or something?
Yeah. It's Sly. It's a big guy, and you got Jason Statham, Jet Li. Randy Couture's in it. Eric Roberts is in it. He's my boss. I'm in it. Bruce Willis does a cameo. Schwarzenegger does a cameo. Mickey Rourke's in it. I heard he steals every scene. Wow. A couple other cats. I mean, it's badass. It's Dolph Lundgren's in it. Wow. There's so much testosterone, adrenaline, bullets, and bombs going on. I don't know whether to shit or wind my watch.
What did you think about the movie The Wrestler?
It was very interesting. I thought Mickey Rourke did a great job. Basically, what that was based off was that you guys had to see Beyond the Mat.
Oh yeah, we saw the documentary.
Which
Beyond the Mat?
Jake the Snake and Mankind.
Oh yeah. Basically, The Wrestler was that.
Yeah.
So was it? I've seen guys like that. Was it anything that I really ever experienced? No. But basically, that was Beyond the Mat. And for that being said, I thought it was damn good.
It's in any industry you work in. I think you're going to have people that are doing very well and people that kind of fuck themselves up doing it. So
well, yeah, when I'm critiquing the movie with my buddy Kevin Nash, he's working at the butcher block. He's a butcher, and if it had really been one of the boys, he'd have been the bouncer at the titty club. And, we're thinking what we would have done to really remake it. Saying like, hell, I'm trying to be an actor. We're over here cutting a film together.
Well, we should ask about Damage. Bring the Pain. Now, what's this movie about there, Stone Cold, in your words, I guess?
It's about me. I come out of prison. I'm looking to get into Shakespearean theater. No, you know what? I play a cat named Hamlet. It's a story about a guy named John Brickner.
Does it bother you that nobody in this room recognized that was a Shakespearean character?
Who the fuck is Hamlet?
You're in the right place. I don't think you want to talk about Hamlet.
That's why I cut the story off, because I didn't know anything else about him myself.
Okay, good.
I got a bunch of different names written on my hand here. Hamlet. Did I show you guys this magic trick?
Oh, okay. Look at that.
The thumb.
Moving his thumb.
My dad used to do that. Yeah.
I was doing that on an airplane one time. I was sitting up in first class flying from New York to L.A. And having a few cocktails, just going through my routine. And someone tapped me on my shoulder and said, hey, how do you do that? I look back, it's David Copperfield. David Copperfield said, get the fuck out of here. 3 months later, there he is doing my trick on set. Anyway, the story Damage is about a guy named John Brickner.
He said, how do you do that? He meant get a girl to your own deserted island and fucking pipe her over the head.
Yeah, he did have a bit of a problem.
He was a naughty boy. Ta-da! Charges.
He turned out to be my life coach. So anyway, Damage was out yesterday, and a story about myself, a guy named John Brickner, who comes out of prison for killing a man in self-defense, and basically, in a story of redemption, gets involved in an underground fighting game while he's trying to put his life back together in order to help this young girl with an operation. So you got the tough guy bullshit meets the heartwarming story. You got to have a 50-50 blend today, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, what I was saying, all right, self-defense. You apparently choked a guy to death?
With these mitts we were talking about. And this was after I slammed this thumb in the door. So I was in character.
Nice big thumb to lay right on his windpipe.
I was in the moment.
But you could have stopped
I just want
choking
to know something logistically.
Yeah.
Self-defense. Did they go into what the guy was doing to you that you needed to kill him?
No.
Okay.
No.
Now, when you're choking someone in self-defense, can't you stop before he's dead?
What are you, Siskel and Ebert? God damn, we're just over here talking about the damn movie. You're going to talk about how I killed somebody in the damn thing? That's not even on the screen.
How logically it doesn't make sense. What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
he's going to choke the shit out of me in a second.
Damage is a really, really cool story-driven action movie. I didn't make it to save the world or reinvent how to kill somebody in self-defense, for Christ's sake.
Ant is asking completely irrelevant questions. Well, the guy you killed, was he up to date on his taxes? Come on, story.
It is what it is, you make perfect sense. I'm an ass.
It is what it is. Jeez.
I'm at a loss. Yeah. Can I get some coffee or a beer?
Yeah, we wanted to drink
it is
beers
kinda,
with
I know.
Stone Cold. Hey, you
No,
can't
but continue. Were you really thinking about that?
You know why?
Yeah, go ahead.
Our own Sam had brought up the movie, and
Sam saw it.
He just saw it.
He enjoyed
it. But he was asking me. I was like, all right, so he's in prison. So why is he in there? Is he a bad guy or a good guy in prison? Because you get somebody maybe like in Con Air, right?
Yeah.
The guy was what's his name?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. That was self-defense. That was why he was in prison. But he was a good guy. So I'm like, are you a good guy or a bad guy?
I'm a pretty good guy.
All right, then you're a good guy. See, because that's why he goes to help out the little
So
girl.
that's all I had to say was I was a good guy?
I guess that covered. I'm just wondering why you're choking the shit out of a guy.
Only the best questions for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You let up after his eyes roll in the back of his head, and you're fine.
Yeah, you just let him
keep
go.
squeezing, and
you don't have to do the prison time.
4 years in hell, as they say.
Yeah.
That's all. Don't mind me, Mr. Austin. I do not want that fist to connect on any part of me.
He could literally choke you with one hand.
I know. I'm not even kidding.
What bone you want to break on that? Which one would you break?
Anyone would be easy.
You know what would be entertaining this morning? Just a good solid throat punch.
That would be career ending for me, by the way.
I don't even think that he could hit your throat. His fist is too big. It would be like a chin-chest punch. I don't think it would go under and hit you in the throat.
Dude,
it would be a cartoon where you see the
big.
shape of his hand in my neck.
Who choked me out in Boston because I was being a fucking wise ass? And
you were being a smart ass.
And you jumped on his back. You were doing the right thing, trying to help me, and it got to a point where I pretty much passed out. He dropped me on the ground,
and then he just went like this to me.
Steve Williams.
Stevie Richards.
Stevie Richards?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Was it Stevie Richards?
Yeah.
Right?
Stevie Richards had a bit of an attitude problem, didn't he?
Stevie Richards choked you out?
Is that bad?
Stone Cold laughing.
Nah, man.
Anthony jumped on top of him because it was a real thing, and Ant jumped on top. No one else was around. I'm like, I'm in fucking trouble. And then he dropped me like a rag doll. And then I had some kind of I don't know, he did some damage to my my throat. I don't know if it was officially a broken bone, but it was not good.
I felt like I was on something from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I was just trying to keep an ogre
I didn't
off
realize that Stevie Richards was so lethal.
Yeah. Well, maybe not for you.
Yeah, really.
But,
thanks.
Well,
Thanks. You couldn't go with
that
it.
That is funny,
man. This is our tough guy story.
What spurred on what happened? Why the animosity?
I was just a wise ass. I don't even remember. It's like
Made
10
fun
years
of
ago.
Stevie's skirt.
Was it?
No, I'm teasing.
I don't know.
See, trying to say that you got...
I really don't remember anymore.
Yeah. I don't either.
remember.
You said
But it was
something.
bad. It was
you
bad.
said something wise about him choking somebody out.
Something.
And he grabbed you and put a chokehold on
I didn't
you.
do that dumb, wrestling is fake crap because I know you guys
No.
take real bumps and it gets real in there at times.
At times. Back in the day when someone told you to wrestle and bake, let me rewind that.
Yeah.
Back in the day when someone told you wrestling was fake, I mean, it was damn near fighting words.
Oh, yeah.
And
Sure.
even further back than me, it was fighting words.
And we've seen the videos online.
With
where,
Dr. D, David
all
Schultz,
that.
and John
Sure,
Stossman and all
sure.
that. But, these days, it's
Belzer.
accepted as sports entertainment. But still, you don't want to badmouth the business or say it's fake. People always ask the wrong questions. Yeah, it's entertainment. That's the best way to answer it and still keep some integrity, I think.
We've talked to you guys over the years, and no, you guys get injured doing these matches from time to
Physics
time.
and gravity are real.
And
when you see somebody, like when mankind is jumping off the top of a cage like that, there's no fake. There's no fake table down there. There's no fake gravity. He is falling and hurting himself.
Mick was just here, right?
Yeah.
Yes. He's a good friend of ours.
How is he walking?
He's
kind
this is
of
a bit of
John
a
Wayne
wobble.
side-ish.
He's got
I
a
love
little-
Mick. I say that with
John
all
Wayne.
respect.
That's a good thing because he is kind of doing a little
We
sideways
just
thing.
want him to get out before it's too late, because he is a good friend of ours.
Yeah, he's my old travel partner.
Really?
Oh, yeah?
Me and him and a couple of other guys, but Mick was a longtime travel partner of mine. And if you know Mick, you know how thrifty he is.
Oh, is he a fucking chiseler?
Jesus
the
Christ,
worst.
man, that son of a bitch can make a nickel squeal. And I'm pretty tight myself, but Mick, he takes the cake. But the two of us together trying to find the cheapest hotel room in the United States, we're going to find it.
That's why, because I asked Mick if he flew his coach. Or first class.
He
And
said no.
He said he flies coach because he doesn't want to, like, he's going to visit poor people. He doesn't want to, that's why he sponsors kids.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out how he can live that cheap. That son of a bitch.
He wants to live on 35 cents a day.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out how they do it.
I guarantee you, Mick Foley's got every dime he ever made. He damn sure didn't blow it on his wardrobe.
That's why
I don't dress fancy, but Mick doesn't dress fancy at all.
No. Still has the same shirt from college.
Yeah. But he's one of the smarter guys I've ever talked to in the business.
Absolutely.
If I want a good straight-up opinion, I ask Mick Foley.
Really?
Oh,
yeah, we love him. We absolutely
Yeah, he
love
is a smart guy. I mean, his books were funny, you know, and
I'd imagine
really
you guys didn't
interesting.
get in any trouble on the road together, though.
No, not Mick Foley, because, there's a lot of trouble on the road. But with Mick Foley, he wasn't a drinker. And he always kept it pretty mellow and did his own thing. And a pretty reserved cat.
He's a genuinely nice guy. Like, he sponsors, we learned that last time. He sponsors kids overseas. Like, he's a really sweet dude.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah.
I haven't called anybody a gentleman in a long time. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Did you get along with The Rock? I forget.
Yeah, back in the day when he was in the company and I was working, I was the guy that he was feuding with that took him to his height.
Yep.
When I stepped out in 2000 to get my neck fused up at a C3-4 level, that's when, him and Triple H had their best years. So they got a chance to really spotlight themselves.
Holy shit, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, you got kind of knocked out of it right when everything was really gelling there.
Right
and,
at the top of his game. I forgot all about that. You had to sit out like a year, 2 years,
Yeah,
something like that?
it was about 15 months. And I remember I had a place outside of San Antonio, and I was just kind of cruising around my four-wheeler. I had a 12-pack of beer on my four-wheeler, just riding around, and my cell phone rings, and it's Vince McMahon. Steve, how are you, pal? I'm like, hey, Vince, what's going on? He goes, I was just thinking of some storylines to bring you back to the company. Like, Vince, I think I'm done. Really? Well, the healing process continues, and then I call Vince back. Okay, I'm ready to come back. But, I was gone for about 15 months, and I was able to come right back on top. And believe me, I have a lot of rust and a lot of, love handles going on from, eating enchiladas and drinking beer while I was off. But, it was a great business, and that goes with the territory. But everything's fine now. People ask me, every time I go somewhere, they look at me, and I don't have my leg braces on or anything like that.
Yeah, right.
That was like, it was like a helmet and shoulder pads for football. You don't wear that shit, when you're doing other stuff. So when I'm walking around being a normal human being, I'm fine. And all the fight stuff I do, I'm on fights. I don't do the big stunts. Nobody does their own big stunts unless they're lying to you or trying to play the tough guy routine. I'm pretty honest about that shit. But I'm 100%. I can do most things, things that most human beings can't do.
Yeah.
What's your workout regimen like on a daily basis? Yeah.
Just in the gym 5 days a week, one body part a day, and I'll do 30, 40 minutes of cardio a day, and kind of watch what I eat. Now on this tour right now, I'm eating like a billy goat and drinking, So I'm just I'm enjoying myself, but you can't eat healthy while you're running around trying to do all this. So
yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah, I'll get back in shape.
And I get bored being in the gym 5 days a week. I do circuit training, get it all over with.
I keep
a couple
trying
times
to make
a week.
the switch to that, but
less time in the gym for me.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to get any bigger. I'm trying to really shrink down.
Keep in shape.
The camera puts the damn weight on you anyway. You don't need to look like
I find that in my regiment, I did abs and back the other day, and I had to take 2 days off because my tummy is sore. What a bitch!
You don't want to overtrain, so it's probably a smart thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm looking at Steve going, well, I don't want to get that big. Like it's an issue I might have to worry about someday. I just don't want to have tits anymore. I am the same percent muscle that Stallone is fat. You know how depressing that is?
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't talk workouts with Stone Cold.
No,
you see us trying to relate to Stone Cold.
Yeah, but
this guy's ripped, and we're like, when I'm in the gym.
But when you get the guy that goes to the gym, he hires a personal trainer, and you overhear the conversation, and the guy that never been to the gym his whole life, he goes, well, I don't want to get all bulked up. Like, hey, it ain't like it's going to happen overnight, dude.
Yeah, how about you start?
No, what drives me nuts is I'm waiting for a machine because there's a woman there, and she's got her purse. She's working out. She's got a purse. I'm like, are you really getting anything done today? Can you move out of my way?
Jesus.
I'm not going for a laugh. I'm going for an observation. It's very frustrating.
Good, because you weren't getting one.
my goal is not to be...
That's not even... That's for... that. You see that for real.
Yeah.
People read when they work out, annoys me. When you see somebody reading on the treadmill, what are you doing?
Or they're on a chest machine doing 30 pounds. Like, that's not doing anything. Another observation.
Yeah, but when also you have the people, they're standing there, and they're doing a curl, and on the bench, the normal people would lay down on and do a bench press.
Yeah.
They've got their towel there. They've got their their iPhone or their BlackBerry, their water. It's move your shit out of the way so I can actually do something here. It's not a little platform to put all your shit on. And the other thing, I have a gym pet peeves. Okay, when someone wears way too much cologne or perfume, and that's all you can smell.
Everything.
It's a gym.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about it.
See, I led us into this direction here. Pet peeves. Gym pet peeves.
Imagine, though.
What's your gym pet peeve,
Imagine Stone Cold comes up to you, though, and says, why don't you get your goddamn shit off of this bed? Like, how fast would you move your shit?
I know, because I realized by my shit he meant my body.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Somebody left a pile of placenta on. Oh, excuse me, sir. Could you get up?
What a mess. What's the most you ever bench press?
I haven't heard the word placenta in a long time. Thank you for that. I can't remember. It wasn't very much.
No?
Yeah, especially not very much
Nothing
anymore.
ridiculous?
No, nothing ridiculous.
You probably don't want to fucking hurt yourself at that point. Also, when you got a good gig.
You got the guys in the gym. They got to max out.
Oh yeah.
You never maxed out, Ant. We're gonna max out today.
I've seen the people that. Yeah, they have to.
You gotta max out.
The big grunts coming from some of the places. It just sounds like a gay porno movie's going on somewhere. It's just, what the fuck is he doing?
Well, I hate when a guy he's doing the dumbbells or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what he's doing, but when he just shit cans them and drops them, the whole thing
place shakes,
vibrates. It's like, dude, put your shit down easy, man.
It's like stop trying to be Atlas, like you're dropping the fucking world. Stupid.
Jimmy, what happens when you drop the weights in the gym?
I drop them actually on marble floors and nobody hears them. Tink, tink. It's like a fucking Sharpie. Tink.
You don't get the gym shaking?
Yeah.
So everyone looks up and goes, wow, that guy's an
I pump my fist and they all look at me in my pussy boy sweatshirt.
You really are the worst.
Do you, now you act and stuff, and I've done some acting. I mean, how hard do you find that? Do you take classes or do you just be yourself? I mean, I know you have experience with that from wrestling. There's certainly, you guys are the best talkers.
Well, he's a natural.
Yeah, but what I was good at in WWE, once they finally start letting me talk, was just ad-libbing and having some bullet points or know where I wanted to go with the promo or a direction that me and Vince were trying to go to sell tickets and put people in the seats. So that was easy. And being Stone Cold Steve Austin, I was that guy for so long. I knew who and what he was, what he would do 24/7 because I was that guy pretty much all the time. Mm-hmm. Now trying to be, John Brickner in Damage or some of the other cats I've just recently played. I mean, it's all a work in progress, and I'll talk with an acting coach a little bit before I do my roles. I'm not classically trained. I didn't take drama in high school or college. Now it would have been nice to. I wish I would have done that, but that's not the path my life took. But man, it's like anything you guys have ever done in life. The more you did it, the better you got. I mean, your first radio gigs or whatever,
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
But you know what I'm saying? So acting is the same way, and really learning, how to create a character, how to prepare for a role. I mean, I've done 4 or 5 movies now, and now I think I finally got a clue of what the fuck's going on. Really, a clue. And I haven't figured it all out yet, but I mean, I'm just being honest. There's a lot of shit going on there, and my goal is if I can be as effective in front of a movie camera as I was in front of a WWE camera, I'll be okay, but that's a work in progress.
Are there any scenes for you that are harder? Like, 'cause I imagine if you're doing an acting scene where you and another guy are kind of coming at each other, even in the dialogue in that is probably easier for you because it's more aggressive. What's a harder scene for you to do or a harder kind of scene when you're like, that one would be a little bit more work?
Well, I had to kiss a guy in anger the other day, and that was, I'm kidding. Placentas don't really look.
No, Jimmy had love in his eyes there for a second.
I don't want to kiss him. I'm not gay. I'm not strong either. 2 things: I'm not gay or strong.
I enjoy trying just doing the acting, and Laura Vandervoort is the young lady in Damage, and she's beautiful and she's a very classy, wonderful actress, and doing some scenes with her, and then Walton Goggins, who plays Reno in the movie, who was on the Shield, and he was the number 3 guy there, just doing dialogue and being in the scene and trying to relax and focus and
listening is hard, right? When you're acting, listening is very hard.
A lot of people don't, You'll just remember your lines and, okay, he shut up. Here's where I say this.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
It doesn't work that way.
But there's a natural
You're
connection.
interacting with somebody, not just...
Jimmy does a bit about that where, my turn.
Because it's very hard.
My turn.
It's hard to listen and act. It's like, or to look like you're listening because you're hearing something you've heard 50 times.
You want to make sure you got your line ready to go.
And you tend to be afraid that you're going to fall out of the scene, so you do things to acknowledge that you heard him, like you nod too much, or you point, Like, nobody listens like that. It's not fucking vaudeville, but yet that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Very much so. I do a lot of that in Damage. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, shit. But it's fun to watch because like, if you watch like when just people talk, it's like we're all talking, and basically you're still when you listen.
Yeah.
People don't move a lot when you no matter what you're saying, people are just kind of looking at you and listening. But that's scary to do on film because you think that you're fucking up.
I'm not acting.
I'm not doing nothing.
I'm just sitting here.
I do a lot of this.
Like Ralph Cramden.
Yeah.
Mr. Faversham.
Yeah, really ruins serious moments.
You work your eyebrows a lot, Jimmy?
Yeah. Oh, Louis C.K. scolded me recently because I had to listen to something, and I was like, my eyebrows raised. He goes, all right, we'll just cut this. I can't take that. And he fucking shit on me, and he was right.
Brutal.
He was right. Although I forgot to point out that Louis, at times on Lucky Louie, that fucking jizzbag, I would actually see his lips moving when someone else was talking.
No, he was...
Not on camera, but in rehearsal, it's like, we know you wrote it, stupid. Stop moving your lips. Just spit my gum at him if I see him for that.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Jimmy was on an HBO show, just, so...
I was on a lot of things that came and went.
Jimmy's doing very well.
Yeah, it just seems like whenever I love something, it goes away quickly.
And he's part of the Jay Leno show now, too.
Well, which was also canceled, thanks to me. All right. Because of death. So, all right, Damage is it's on DVD. It's in stores now.
Yes.
Did you know it was going to go right to DVD, or did you want it to be in theaters, or are you fine with this going right to DVD?
No, I was fine with going right to DVD, man. It's a good little movie, and I had a lot of fun making it. And I learned a lot, and I think DVD. I think you're going to see a lot more movies in today's climate and economic situation are just going to go right to DVD.
I want all movies just offered to your TV at home. Let's go. Let's move forward.
Yeah, that's what I want. Immediate.
Because it's not fun going to theaters. Who enjoys that?
Well, I haven't been to a movie theater. I went and saw The Wrestler in the theater just because I was sick and didn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
And I don't go to theaters, and I went at 1:30 p.m. where no one else was
there.
Well,
that's good. We're lucky we could do that with our weird hours, but going to a crowded theater, it's like
the best seat for me where I'm watching sports, this, that, whatever, is in my damn living room with my remote control in my hand, and that's it.
Yeah, you want to pause it and go to the
take
bathroom.
A leak. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
You don't have to miss anything. You don't have to hear people talking. Somebody's on his cell phone. It's like, all right, do I address this and possibly get knifed?
But that is, I mean, when people said, text messaging and all this bullshit during the movie, it gets a little old.
It's awful. I would love to be. This is why God didn't make me his size. Because I wouldn't even address people on cell phones. I would take their phone and crumple it in my hand as if it were tinfoil or paper. But I would be such a bully and a prick. That's why God made me small and mushy, so I can't be those things.
Yeah.
But you're probably you probably would be nicer about something like that.
Yeah, I just tell them to put the fucking thing down.
And they do. Who's gonna fucking?
Were you in a lot of bar fights growing up?
No.
Were you one of those guys?
I'm a mellow guy. I was clowning around over here. No, I was just. And then when I got hot in wrestling, you get the drunk redneck. Hey, you want to arm wrestle? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm off.
Can I buy you a beer? Okay, I'll do the beer drinking thing. No, I never was into fighting and that horse shit, man. I was just really active in athletics and doing that shit. But fighting, that's a dead end.
Your sport was football, right?
Yeah, I was a big football guy in track and all that other horse shit. I stopped playing basketball after 8th grade. I'm a pretty smart guy. I could jump about 3 inches vertically. That's going nowhere.
How tall are you?
I used to be 6'2". I'm about 6'1" now.
Because of the neck surgery?
Dropped on my head too many times.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
What'd you do in track?
I threw the discus.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'd spin around in a circle and launch that damn thing.
What a pain in the ass that's
how do you? I've always wanted to know. That to me is an amazing thing that they spin the right amount of times. And how many times do you throw it in the wrong place? Or how many broken windows are there before you finally get it right?
Man, the little track meets I went to down there in South Texas, basically everybody's got their station wagons and trucks out there in the outfield, and I knocked a couple of windshields out, with that thing. I was, you never knew where the fuck that thing was going.
Were you hoping for the Olympics on that?
No.
Nothing like that?
No, special.
We got an old friend of yours, I guess, checking in. This could either be good or really bad. Tyler, Texas.
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man.
The little town he's speaking of I'm heading to right now, it's the little town of Victoria, Texas.
Victoria, Texas, my old stomping grounds.
That's it. I actually live in Bernie now, but...
Were you guys friends or something?
No, I've met him once or twice. The first...
Yeah. Here's what that was. That was a guy driving to the town that you mentioned.
Now, you hunt?
Yeah, I do a lot of deer hunting. I got a place in South Texas. I have a ranch down there, and I get invited to go to a lot of places in the United States. I just soon go to my place, shut the gates, not see any more human beings.
Don't have to deal with people.
Well, you never know. Hunting wildlife management areas and just stuff where you have different human beings that you don't know with guns and bullets are flying around. I'm real safety minded.
A little leery about that. Yeah,
I mean, and not to say that it can't be safely done, because there's some wonderful places like that in the United States. But just for me, for the privacy and the relaxation after traveling and doing all the bullshit and doing damage and stuff like that, I'd rather be at my place and hunting my deer and just kicking back with my friends.
You into the hunting portion, the gun portion of it a lot? Are you a big Second Amendment guy?
Oh, I'm a big gun guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got safes, and I've got a safe on the West Coast. I've got a safe in South Texas, and all my toys and stuff are in there.
Yeah.
I definitely believe in that.
Better than taking a new gun down to the range or something.
I'm building one right now. I can't wait to get it.
What are you?
You know what? I'm just really into the long range shooting now.
Oh God, like a Barrett 50 cal and tearing up some steel plates.
Yeah, I'm building a couple of long range 308s that are really badass, but I'm really getting into that. And some of the guys I'm talking to, those 1,000 yards.
You watch those 1,000-yard shots, and just it's amazing that these guys are hitting these shots.
We were just
what are they hitting? I mean, how small? No, how small? Though?
People size.
About a 15-inch steel plate.
Yeah, steel plate.
We were just shooting 400 yards the other day, a couple of weeks ago, trying to get dialed in, and that was. 400 yards is a long way, but these guys are insane.
Yeah, you see some of these guys with their spotters, and they're hitting
start
it.
dialing in the windage and all the adjustments,
and they'll hit it in the first shot and not be satisfied because it wasn't in the center.
What's dialing it in mean? What does that mean?
Adjusting for windage, elevation.
If there's a little crosswind, they'll judge the wind at what angle it's coming in, and so they'll move their crosshairs accordingly with the dials on the scope. It's called calling the wind.
Oh, okay.
Snipers used to do it. They still do it. What am I talking about?
And they'll hit you at 1,000 yards.
Oh, dude,
1,000-yard shot, and
placenta exploding everywhere.
You wouldn't even know it was coming. You wouldn't hear it. You wouldn't nothing. You'd just be walking around,
and that's it.
And then you're not. That's it. Goodbye.
Is that about the maximum you can hit something? 1,000 yards, or they actually go farther
there
than
was
that?
way farther than that.
There was a Canadian sniper. I think he's got the record for a kill in
shooting
Afghanistan.
people in Florida.
Wow. And I think it was Rob Furlong. I think it was a mile shot.
What?
It was a 1 mile shot.
I think it was just like a hair over a mile away.
Fuck!
I saw that on
Unbelievable.
Discovery Channel had some really cool documentary.
And that was a real kill shot. That was a legitimate, an Afghani, he killed this guy from a mile away.
What kind of gun is that? Did he use?
I'm not even sure.
I'm surprised bullets go that far. I didn't realize you could actually fire a bullet a mile.
They were walking in a group.
Look at these guys in their ghillie suits.
It was like
shit. You don't even see them.
3 or 4 guys in Afghanistan, and they knew by looking around that there was no way anybody was closer than a mile. So they heard the shot and they didn't even care because they figured, well, there's no way that he's going to hit us because I think the first shot missed. So they just kept walking.
Oh, what a dummy.
He took one of them out.
That's fantastic.
What an ass you must feel like when you get shot from a mile away. It's got to be embarrassing.
So cold to love.
Look at these stats from our Canadian friend here. It was just about a mile and a half.
Oh, it's
actually more, 1.509 miles.
Wow. So just over a mile and a half.
Muzzle velocity, blah, blah. Each shot reached the target almost 4 seconds after it was fired.
Get the fuck out of here.
4 seconds after it was fired.
You actually have time to finish your call and duck.
Wow.
And what kind of gun is that?
Thank you, Raylan. I don't know. What kind of gun was he using? You got that?
I would think.
You got that there, Slick?
50 cal.
You got that info there, Slick? Yeah, I would assume some kind of a. 50.
I've never been shooting. I think when I was a kid, I went to camp. I shot a rifle on a range, but it was like lame camp rifles. It was never
little
a BB gun or something.
Yeah, whatever they
22 or
whatever they
something
give
like
fucking nerds with Superman glasses. I had glasses with a Superman S on each side, and I wondered why girls didn't want to fucking date me in 5th grade. What a shit dick.
I'm into pistols. I picked up me and my buddies, pretty much my assistant for his birthday. Picked him up and got me one. A couple of Desert Eagles, 50 cal.
Yep.
Those are just fun. They serve no purpose, but they are so much fun to shoot like watermelons with and stuff down there. They explode. It's amazing.
I had one and I sold it.
You did?
I shot about 3 clips with that thing. You know, I got pretty big mitts.
Yeah.
And you know, when you shoot that thing,
ooh, it comes back on you.
Damn near flies out of your hand. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus. I went back to my 45.
Yeah.
But it's cool to just sit on the coffee table. You're like,
you just shine it up.
paperweight. Yeah, that's all you do with it.
Shine it and keep it all nice and clean.
Shooting it is too brutal.
That thing
You
is,
still
man.
shoot
You
yours?
take it and go. Yeah, I have to wear a glove though now because it chews your finger up.
Yeah.
That thing just bam comes back on you, and you're not supposed to limp wrist it. So you really got to kind of bring it back instead of like fling it back. You seen the videos of girls shooting it and smacking themselves in the face? You're like,
that video's
fucking
classic.
it's a hysterical gun to shoot. I mean, you just laugh like an idiot after you've shot it.
Well, yeah, that's one of the ones you need to give your buddy or your unsuspecting friend, but just with 1 round in it.
Yeah, that's all. One round, because that thing might be flying somewhere. But yeah, that one is that one of my favorites. Though is HK 40 caliber. I picked up an HK 40, which is the basic nice carry. It's small, so.
I got a couple of Kimbers. I love the Kimbers.
Yeah, Kimbers are good. Boy, they came out of nowhere recently and started putting out some really good pistols.
Did y'all see that thing on YouTube? It's called, it's a rifle, the world's most powerful gun.
Oh, yeah.
One of the guys shooting
God, those guys in there.
everywhere.
Yeah. That's a hysterical video.
You just hear the guy crawling on the floor going, I
think it's like a montage of like 5 or 6 guys shooting that thing, and with one guy, it just flies out of his arms. Like it looks like a cartoon. Like he pulls the trigger, and then the gun just flies backwards. It's hysterically funny. And there's another one where it just takes the guy to the floor. Like he shoots the gun, he's trying to hold on to it, and he ends up on the floor holding the gun. It's fantastic.
It's hysterical, man.
Fucking A, man.
Oh, that's great, man. Oh, it's a 50 cal McMillan Brothers Tactical 50 rifle. All right, that's if you want to go out and buy one so you could shoot a mile and a half away, I guess it's a rousing endorsement.
Did we tell Stone Cold Steve Austin about Jimmy playing a wrestler? Didn't you play the animal, Jimmy?
Wow. Oh, yeah. Right.
You want to share your experience?
What happened?
Oh, boy.
Well, it was just a little...
Why don't you explain?
I just did an episode of Z-Rock with Chris Jericho, and in it I play a fan who he falls and hurts himself. I forget it. Maybe it's my fault that he falls and hurts himself, but at the end it's just humiliating. I have to run out as Jim the Animal Norton, and I'm wearing a very homoerotic wrestling outfit.
Why don't you wear him like a
fishnet type thing that just holds my torso in place? It really does look like something you'd haul fish in. It's terrible.
I caught a giant scallop.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I caught a mediocre comic. Throw him back.
Didn't you run through a banner or something?
Yeah.
I'm the animal.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah. I didn't play a wrestler.
What did you do to get in character?
I was just embarrassed because I just ran.
Just use your own embarrassment.
Yeah, pretend you're trying to scare someone. That's what I did.
Oh, here's the guys fucking losing the rifle as they shoot it.
Oh, yeah. This is a sick... I guess this is somewhere in the Middle East. Kind of looks like it.
Wow.
That is some kick on that rifle.
But don't you know it's going to have that kind of kick before you shoot it in? Or
he's got that so high up on his shoulder, too. He didn't have that tucked in very nicely. That's got to hurt.
That's what happened to Ron Jeremy the first time he came.
Would you break his shoulder doing this?
Oh, you could.
Wow.
Yeah, you could dislocate. His went back pretty far.
What kind of gun is that?
It's like a 577.
That's what that guy was using to shoot the...
No. This is bigger than a 50. But it's just an old gun, too. It's got nothing in there to keep that from kicking like a mule.
That's crazy.
Can anybody fire that without it jerking back like that? Is there a way to hold it or no?
You would have to really tuck that, lean a little forward, know what's coming. But I think you just that's an old rifle.
The guy at the end of the video does a pretty handy shot of not selling it too much.
Yeah, not selling it too much. His glasses fly up.
This is phenomenal.
This gun is out of control.
Danny, where did they find this video?
You go to YouTube and just type in most powerful rifle in the world, and
you'll find it. Great.
Is that the guy back to a seat
into a chair?
Oh God!
You don't know what to do.
I've never seen this one.
This is a mother of a rifle.
My
God damn.
I guess they're filming it just because they know nobody can shoot this without making a fool out of themselves.
Making a complete ass of himself. This guy's trying to lean a little bit. He's got it tucked in nice. Yeah, he did all right.
Yeah.
He did all right. That wasn't too bad.
Show
and he
off.
opens it up. Look at that.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
What are you going to do?
Hey, is that just real quick before? Is that Z-Rock thing on there or no? The last moment, it might be on there with Jericho. Literally, it's a 1 second clip. Or 2
How
seconds.
was Jericho doing? Was that fun?
It was great. Yeah, he's actually a really good actor.
Yeah, we
man. He
haven't
was a
seen him in a
groundling.
while.
Chris knows how to act. He's a good actor.
Yeah, we miss Chris. He hasn't.
When
been
he
on the
was
show.
doing that goddamn Mongoose, McQuain, Mood Goose.
The next huge superstar in this business. He's the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man too sweet to be sour. Ladies, please welcome Jim, the animal, Norton!
You couldn't even break through the paper.
I know, it was awful. I actually knocked 2 teeth out bouncing back off that.
Stone Cold could rip through our double glass windows here, and you couldn't get through the paper.
This is great. I just want to see Jimmy try to get through the paper again. Look, there's a little hole first.
Oh, it's fucking awful.
Well, we all got our crosses to
But there's
bear.
2 girls there. 2
Yeah.
pretty girls on the side that must have been. I was so embarrassed standing in that fucking mesh. Because on camera, I don't care. Once the camera's rolling, it's not embarrassing. But like while you're standing there, like waiting to shoot, just like,
Yeah.
I look fucking disgusting. Who would fuck me?
All right, let's get Stone Cold out.
Yes,
here,
the
man.
film is damaged.
We
It
barely
is
talked about the film. I apologize.
on DVD now, and it's a fight movie. I mean, it's about a guy trying to get a girl money.
What else do you want to see Stone Cold do? Let's see him kick some ass. Absolutely.
What is the dog stuff? There's pit bulls or something? Or are they Rottweilers?
No, there's different fights. That's one of the cool things about the movie. All the fights are different, and there's one kind of a dog match where these dogs are leashed on these short chains. So basically, if you get in a bad predicament, you can get fed to these animals, and so we had that going for us.
Okay.
So it made for some pretty cool, exciting stuff. Of course, I get the shit bit out of me. It was real exciting. And you didn't want the fucker to get my bad thumbnail.
Yeah, get that thumb.
And you also have a Stallone movie coming out, which is sometime this year.
Expendables comes out August 13th, 2010,
That's cool.
to my knowledge, and that was very cool.
Yeah, come back and promote that.
That's great, man.
I will if they send me out on the road. I mean, I'm number 12 on the call sheet. There's a lot of big stars in that, but if they send me out on the road, I'll be here.
We never get top 10 on the call sheet, and anyway, they always turn us down.
I'll be here.
We start at 10.
Yes.
10, 11, 12 is good for us.
We usually have the best boy and the gaffer. They show up. The boom guy.
Oh, shit.
You want to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break. Stone Cold Steve Austin, everyone. The movie's called Damage. It's on
in stores today on DVD.
So check it out.
Thank you, guys. I sure appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
Opie and Anthony. Mornings, 6 to 11. Ron and Phil.